That's fine. Go ahead.
To break the defense advised, they've got some objections to
All right, we're
exhibit
back.
that I intend to introduce with this next witness. State's Exhibit 64 is email exhibit. It's a composite. And I haven't had time to look at all the ones they're objecting to, but
that makes complete sense that they want to get the emails out the way. That is the only fighting chance she has. Like, as I'm thinking back, I mean, it's still stuff that proves that she was involved in it. Her scrubbing money, which I don't know if they got evidence to prove she did that. Well, Charlie said it. Either way, it makes sense they don't want these emails involved, because once you read these, and they're going to show them, you're going to see exactly what I mean.
the first one is marked as State's Exhibit 64A. Yeah, Coach.
You may.
This is an email initially from Donna Adelson to Wendy Adelson, and Wendy replied March 28, 2011.
Please read it out loud.
Content in paragraph 3.
Please.
Which is a discussion of Dan and his parents attempting to spend time with the kids, and how annoying that is to Mrs. Adelson. You can read what it says. Defense is objecting to that.
Are you serious?
item.
That is so crazy, dude. That is insane. She thought that it was annoying that the other grandparents wanted to see their grandchildren. That was annoying to her. The same way that she loves her grandkids, she can't fathom why these other grandparents that are also, oh my God, man. I had no idea there was an email that said that. I didn't know she even directed it at his parents. Like, she just despised their side completely. It's only her and her family. Wow.
On relevance grounds, the relevance is that Mrs. Adelson hated the victim, and that hatred extended to his parents as well.
Ms. Fulford.
This is while they're still together, Judge. This is 2011. It has nothing to do with Danny. It was a derogatory comment made by my client regarding Danny's parents. Wendy made comments, and Mrs. Adelson made comments, and they're not relevant to this case. This is why
It proves she hated them.
Wendy are still together.
As to whether your client had any animus towards the deceased, is there a time period where it has to be within the divorce?
It's not.
Thank you, Judge. This is the point. It's like, why does it matter what specific time it happened? It proves she had animosity towards him, and not only him, his parents. Thank you, Judge, for saying this. I really hope that he allows it, because it's going to show there was just a next level kind of hatred that she had for this guy and his family, apparently.
Animus towards the deceased. I'm talking about her comments towards his parents.
Please allow this.
Ms. Keppelman, as it relates to the comments going towards the parents.
I think it's relevant, Judge. Goes toward motive. She did not want these children to be with the father and with the father's family. She wanted them with her and her family. And that's what happened.
That's not what this email says.
Right. That's not what the email said. It's not a confession to murder. It's a expression of dislike, which just goes to the motive.
Right. Come on, Judge. It counts.
All right. Much of this email does lack relevance or probative value for the jury. However, Ms. Keppelman, does this tie into other messages which otherwise would demonstrate the motive you're trying to prove? Or is this a standalone item?
I mean, there are other emails that express similar sentiments. I don't think they're specifically tied to the visit that's referenced in that particular email.
Are you arguing then that the defendant had a consistent animus towards the deceased?
Oh, yes.
Very well. Over objection, I will permit it. only on the grounds that it shows that the defendant had a consistent animus towards deceased or his family. However, if the defense is asking for a limiting instruction as to this evidence, you may request it now.
Yeah. And honestly, it all does tie into each other. Like, it's all very similar in tone.
We're asking, yes, we would ask for a limiting instruction. This is not directed towards Danny Markell. I mean, if you take a look at it, Mrs. Adelson is complaining that Danny and Wendy have to schlep the boys down to see his parents instead of them driving up to see the boys. It has nothing to do with trying to keep the boys from the family. So I'm not sure what limiting instruction would be effective, but this is as to, it doesn't express any animus to Danny. So I'm not sure what the court would suggest.
Or his family.
The state's theory is not hatred towards the Danny Markell's family. And so I'm
Ms. Kaplan,
confused.
as to the state's theory, please clarify this issue.
State's theory includes that Mrs. Adelson hated all things Dan Markell, and all things Dan Markell needed to be erased from these children's lives, including the grandparents. Now, I know Your Honor has precluded me from mentioning visitation with the grandparents and things like that, but obviously that's always been a part of the state's theory. I understand that I'm limited from including that, but it is important to show that this animus existed as far back as 3/28 of 11.
Right. I mean, the prime reason that I'm sure she hated his family is because they're his parents, which gave the children a link to Dan. Anything that's related to Dan, including his parents, she probably hated anybody that was named Dan. She did not want them near her grandkids. So I definitely I hope that he approves it. Well, he already has approved it, but yeah, it definitely should be allowed in.
This is the first item in the exhibit because it goes back the furthest in time. I think it's important.
We're not going to be wasting a lot of time on this back and forth. This is the point of pretrial motions. On this point, as it relates to the state's theory of the case, that the defendant had animus towards the deceased or his family, it will be permitted on those grounds. If the defense is asking in some way for a limiting instruction to be given, please request it now.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the limiting instruction that is requested?
What can you even say? Like,
Your Honor, I'm at a loss. I think that an instruction that...
oh my God, did you see the look on... Did you see the look on Donna's face? That's not exactly something you want to hear from your attorney, that, Your Honor, I'm at a loss. I don't know how I could even defend her. I took this case just to get some practice in. I didn't think you would ask me these hard-hitting questions right now. I guess let's just move her forward to being found guilty. I don't know what you want me to do, but the look on Donna's face, she pretty much rolled her eyes right there like, did my attorney just say he doesn't know what to do? Let me go back a little bit.
Your Honor, I'm at a loss. I think that an instruction that, I mean, this doesn't show hatred towards Danny. So again, I'm not sure. Obviously disagree with the state's argument concerning this. So I'm open to suggestions.
Be considered for the defendant's state of mind as it related to the deceased or his family.
I would ask that it be related to the deceased's family, because it's not to do with the deceased.
Ms. Kaplan. Well,
So wait, did he just ask for it to solely be about the victim's hold on, I'm gonna go back a little bit, because I'm not understanding what exactly he's asking for.
would be considered for the defendant's state of mind as it related to the deceased or his family.
I would ask that it be related to the deceased's family, because it's not to do with the deceased.
Oh, okay. He's saying it solely has to do with his family, not about Dan.
Very well. It's down.
There's 5 more items, Judge.
Let's go through them.
Yes, sir. State's Exhibit 64D is an email dated 10/26/12. May I approach?
You may.
This email is from Donna Adelson to Wendy Adelson, showing her a list of prospective love interests from the website that Mrs. Adelson has identified as potential matches for Wendy. It's offered to show how controlling Donna Adelson was over her children's lives, how much she inserted herself into their private lives.
That is so crazy.
Again, she likes to be in control of who they date and who they marry.
That is so unbelievably crazy. She's just straight facing that like,
It's not an email from my client to Wendy Adelson. This is an email from Match.com to the email address that my client has. It doesn't say anything, the copy I have at least, doesn't say anything at all about Wendy Adelson.
Okay, I'll replace it with a copy that shows the email heading on the top, Judge.
what does Harvey think about that then? Harvey's sitting right there in
And
the
this was
background like,
her forwarding this or actually including some sort of message?
She forwards it. I'm not sure if she included a message. She definitely did on the next one, which is also subject to defense objection. It's State's Exhibit 64I. I'll approach with that.
I mean, I don't know. Like, your wife has an account to find matches on Match.com. I mean, Harvey looks pretty chill about this, so I'm gonna lean towards she did this to find matches for Wendy. So my question is, was this before she met Dan, or is she like trying to encourage her to move on from Dan or something? I don't know what that part's about, but
Well, related.
What's the date on that?
What's the date on that, Mr. Kaplan?
1/17/13 is the date on Exhibit 64I.
As to any questioning of Wendy Adelson as the role her mother played in her life, including screening potential romantic interest, that question certainly can be asked, but
I forgot Wendy's coming up.
as to an exception to hearsay, what is being offered concerning this?
The relevance of it, or
Yeah.
the exception to hearsay is
Let's
a
go
statement
through
of a
both.
party. Relevance is that Mrs. Adelson was very controlling and micromanaging in her children's lives, particularly in their love lives, which directly relates to the motive to this offense.
Dude, that's so sad. I think that's Dan's mom.
Eliminated Mr. Martell. You get the idea.
I just can't understand how this would be material to this case in any way, anything that the state has to prove. That, you know, it's not, we just want to bash her reputation or what she did. They got to prove criminal offenses against her. How does her being on Match.com while she's living with her daughter have anything to do with something the state has to prove here? Nothing.
I believe this once again goes to the issue of motive. I understand the defense's position that you disagree. As to this motion, or excuse me, as to this item, this is you said 64I.
64D and I, Your Honor.
As to whether the defendant in any way possessed a motive concerning Wendy Adelson, or excuse me, as it related to the deceased in controlling who Wendy Adelson may have sought as a romantic interest. Ms. Kappelman, do you have other evidence that's going to tie that to this particular item?
I I do have other evidence that Mrs. Adelson was just on the wire speaking about Wendy's love life and her current love interest and who she wants her to date, and discussing with Charlie Adelson, wanting Charlie to intervene with Wendy and encourage her to date a certain person. So I do think it is a theme that reemerges with other evidence.
Well, as the state of mind and motive, I will permit this evidence to be given over objection. However, as to the foundations for these things,
Nice.
Ms. Kappelman, they'll have to be laid through the appropriate witnesses.
Well, we see now what they're going to ask Wendy about. I don't know if Wendy testified in Charlie's case. Well, no, she had to have testified during that because I saw her like on the stand. I wonder if they ask any questions about that. Like, is she controlling when it comes to your love life and who you date? I'm thinking probably not, because it has nothing to do with Charlie at that time. So we are finally going to get some answers to how much Donna was like in control of all these different parts of her children's lives. Like, these questions are going to be insane, but okay.
However, as to the foundations for these things, Ms. Kappelman, they'll have to be laid through the appropriate witnesses.
Okay, all these items came from a search warrant executed on Wendy Adelson's Google account. The next item, Judge, is just a moment to locate this. I believe it's 64W, an email dated June 27th, 13. And the objection in this case relates to the characterization of Judge Hobbs as a, can't find the quote, but something like a Southern black lady. They just were proposing redacting that. Find the page for Your Honor.
Dude, some of the stuff. Oh boy, I wonder what that part's gonna be about. But if it's being redacted, we're probably not gonna hear it.
It's page 2 of that email. I'll give you 1 and 2. Second page, 2/3 of the way down in the second paragraph, mention of Judge Hobbs. There's no particular relevance to that characterization of Judge Hobbs, so I just don't think it's prejudicial, so I don't know why we're redacting. Whatever Your Honor thinks on that one, Judge.
Folks,
I believe the jury could take that as in a very derogatory way. It has absolutely nothing to do with this case, that comment. Nothing. Unless there's another motive I don't know about.
So was she talking about one of her judges before this happened? Okay, so now the timelines I'm getting a little mixed up. Or is she talking about like Charlie's judge was a Southern black woman and that was like an issue to her or something like that? This is why I said these are her emotions in its rawest form. That's why I really hope they just lay all of that on the table. The jury needs to see every single piece of these vile conversations she was having with Wendy. And even I haven't seen much of it. I've only seen like 2 or 3, and we're getting some little glimpses here from the stuff we're hearing right now. I couldn't imagine what we're going to hear as it goes on. This is going to be crazy.
if in some way, since we do have 2 jurors of African American descent that would otherwise impute on the defendant a negative character trait, I will permit the redaction for that reason. Beyond that, the item will be admitted.
Oh boy, what's this one going to be
This
about?
email is an email regarding Wendy moving, and the evidence is going to show that she moved from a more secure location to a less secure location, so the relevance is sort of going to have to be developed as the trial goes on, but the idea is that there was no fear for Wendy's safety.
What's the date?
That email is dated,
A less secure.
7/15, I believe, is the last date in the chain.
thank you.
If you have to start the foundation with one witness but enter at a later point, That is certainly appropriate. What is the objection?
Well, Judge, I have a question. The email that I'm looking at that was provided to us on July the 15th, 2014 is to Jennifer Koss from Wendy Adelson.
I believe these are from David Trafton at MiamiRealEstate.com.
That's not what we were given.
Can I show the exhibit to discuss?
Please do.
Do you hear just how much pressure she was putting on Wendy? Like, for whatever reason, she was saying, oh, you're now in an unsecure location because you're not here where I am. She's just saying stuff, apparently.
This email that we've been handed is April 7th, 2015, 4:42 p.m. This is regarding Wendy moving. It had the same security as where she was living with her mother, so less secure. There's nothing in here that indicates that.
Ms. Cumberland.
I'm going to ask Ms. Adelson about that. My understanding is it is less secure. They're asking lots of questions, but they're not about security, which if they're being actively extorted under threat for their lives, one would expect and would inquire about such a thing.
You may lay the foundation, or at least begin to lay the foundation for that item with.
That is such a good point. If you're being extorted, how does that make where you are a more secure location? Like, you're living in a war zone pretty much. Like, the fact that there are two armed men that want money from you, which is the story that they're telling, Garcia and Rivera, the two henchmen. How does that make where you are more secure? If anything, they should get out of there immediately and go back to Tallahassee. I mean, maybe not, since what happened to Dan happened in Tallahassee, but this is why it makes no sense. Like, none of the pieces and parts of it make any sense. Why would they go to Tallahassee to get Dan? To make a point to you who's in Miami. It wasn't like they just happened to be in Tallahassee and they remembered, oh yeah, that guy, his brother-in-law's here. We should maybe do something to him and he'll get word of it. It'll prove a point. This is really like a place of desperation right now.
When that witness is examined. Going back to the last trial in this matter, when the intent instruction was given, the intent with which an act is done is an operation of the mind and therefore is not always capable of direct and positive proof. It may be established by circumstantial evidence like any other fact in the case. Specifically, as counts 2 and count 1 that are charged in the indictment deal with aspects of intent. I'm going to find evidence that demonstrates the defendant's alleged motive, which goes specifically to intent,
Right.
is admissible. One thing, though, that is starting to trouble me with those. We had many motion hearings in this matter, and we've continued this case several times to handle these matters pre-trial. Why is this coming up now?
The exhibit that we were provided with, I went through thoroughly and had all of my objections listed. And then was told that's not correct. It's another binder. It's different emails. The binder I was handed by the state was completely discombobulated, not in date order. It was a train wreck.
As the state's exhibit you're referring to.
That's correct. And so then they provided us with this binder. It appears to maybe still be missing something, but they have a list, an exhibit list, everything laid out by date, by exhibit A, all the sub-exhibit numbers. So that's why, Your Honor.
We're not going to be wasting the jurors' times. At this point, we're 30 minutes behind where we should have been. Are there any other matters that need to be addressed?
There's one more that I asked for, Judge. It's dated April the 20th of 2016, and it's an email about whether one of the children is sad.
64II, Judge, is an email specifically in which the defendant is claiming that the child cannot be sad about the death of his father. Extremely relevant.
Please allow that. There is no reason to not allow that. This confirms what I said. She celebrated the moment she heard. The only reason that she acted surprised on the phone is because she knew Wendy is sitting there with the police. She's not gonna celebrate right there in front of her. But her and Charlie were jumping up and down with joy. I assure you, that is some of the foulest stuff I've ever heard. How could they be sad about their father being gone? Like, this pretty much proves she didn't even see Dan as like a human being. Please allow this, judge. And then can we just get the sentencing going right now? That is some of the, that is so evil. It is crazy, dude.
Value is outweighed by the undue prejudice, Your Honor.
He has to allow this one. It's literally no reason not to. If that doesn't prove that she disliked them, even the judge, oh my God, did you see the judge's face? He like raised his eyebrows like, my God, I haven't even seen this in my years of being here.
Kappelman, again, the purpose this is being offered for is going to motive or state of mind.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the undue prejudice the defense is arguing concerning this particular email?
The undue prejudice is what the state is arguing, and they're going to argue to the jury, is that this email says that Donna Adelson said he could not be sad about his father. What she's describing is her time with the child, and she hasn't seen him sad. And it's 2 years after, unfortunately, Mr. Markell was killed.
Ms. Kappelman, if you wish to proffer the testimony from the witness on this, I'll allow you to do so in the presence of the jury, but
Nice.
this one is seeming a bit attenuated.
Hopefully they'll let us read it.
In commenting on how the child is said.
Sure, Judge, but it relates back to the motive and thinking that it wouldn't harm the children. It was going to be good for the children to get rid of their father. Children have no memory prior to this young age that the father was killed. I think it goes to motive, Judge.
That, I'll allow you to set up your foundation within parts if you need to do so. I'll revisit whether this item can be admitted at that point.
Sir, there's one
Wow.
item that I've added today in light of the opening statement regarding Mrs. Adelson's use of the Skype to facilitate visitation with the father. It's dated December 18th, 2013. It has been previously provided. It's now marked as State's Exhibit AA.1.
Oh, now they're dismantling their only defense.
Looking that over, I also have a stipulation of the parties may I approach.
You may.
This will be the first thing. I'd like to have Your Honor read this to the jury as soon as they come back in.
They're literally dismantling the defenses, well, their defense at this point, because they were trying to say, see, that proves she doesn't hate Dan. She set up their Skype calls.
Ms. Kaufman, can you point out
Sorry, Judge, I've handed them the wrong thing. I'm gonna have to circle back to that. With that, stipulation, we're ready. No other issues.
All right, as to 64, I believe D and I did rule over motion that these can be admitted with a proper foundation. As to I believe that's the item that the state is going to, 64 I should say, that's the item the state is going to attempt to lay the foundation for as it relates to motive in this matter.
Yes, sir, I found the relevant portion. It reads from Donna to Wendy here. I'm sorry, from Wendy to Donna. Dear Mom and Dad, here is the phone/Skype plan for the holidays. And she's forwarding a Skype plan from Dan Markell. Please help me do this. It means less stress for me if we just follow it.
I don't know what the relevance of that is. Wendy Adelson sending an email to her mother because her mother takes care of the children very frequently and saying, here's the schedule, let's do this. It doesn't say Mrs. Adelson has not done it.
I'm surprised that they don't want that in there. Like, yeah, that should definitely be included, Judge. I have no arguments here. I don't know why she's saying this is irrelevant. Why are we even trying to... She said in her opening statements that she used to set up Skype calls for them, so that proves that she didn't want him killed. So, yeah, I don't know why she's even against it at all.
I think it suggests that Mrs. Adelson has not done it, or at least that there's been issues and problems with Skype. As to admit it based on the statements made in opening statement by the defense.
The opening statement is not evidence. The jurors are not considered as such. As to any foundation that you wish.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because she's basically saying she didn't even set up the Skype calls correctly, Judge, so therefore their opening statement doesn't count. She still hated him. Okay, but it's true though, she did still hate him even though she set up Skype calls. That does not prove she didn't want him to be assassinated.
Admit it based on the statements made in opening statement by the defense.
The opening statement is not evidence. The jurors are not considered as such. As to any foundation that you wish to lay for that particular item, that it was not previously followed, and now Wendy Adelson sent that item to her mother, you'll need to establish the foundation first before it's offered. Please bring in the jurors.
And also, apparently that last break happened because he was warning Donna to stop, like, crying so hard and, you know, like, pretending as if she felt bad for Dan. So apparently that's what that was about. It was on, like, the little time card in this video.
Everyone can be seated. Members of the jury,
All right.
I trust you had a restful lunch break. Before we resume with the evidence this afternoon, I'm going to read to you a stipulation that has been agreed upon by the parties. When the parties agree that certain facts are true, that is called a stipulation of fact. You must accept stipulated facts as having been proven. However, the significance of these facts, as with all facts, is for you to decide.
I keep forgetting you can do stuff like that. That somehow within the trial of them trying to prove you're guilty, you can agree that certain things are already true, which is wild to me. Like, I didn't know you could do anything like that. It's almost like a halfway admission of guilt, in my opinion, but yeah, there you go.
In this case, the stipulated fact that you must accept as true is the projectiles contained in State's Exhibits 122 and 123 were examined microscopically by a firearms expert from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and were determined to have been fired from the same revolver.
That makes sense.
Gentlemen, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Craig Isom.
Craig Isom, I think she said. But that makes sense to just agree about the gun. Now, her defense, she isn't saying that it didn't happen. She's just trying to say that she wasn't a part of it. So that makes sense.
Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly for the jurors.
All right. Gotta be law enforcement again. It's literally all it can be.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Craig Isom, CRAIG ISOM.
How are you employed?
I'm currently retired.
Congratulations. Where did you work when you worked?
Sent to Tallahassee Police Department.
How long were you with the Tallahassee Police Department?
28 and a half years.
Can any of you imagine that you're retired, but you have to literally just keep coming back to, like, and talking about what you used to do over and over? Jeez, man.
Assigned to investigate the murder of Dan Markell.
I was.
How long did Dan Markell live after being shot?
I believe my understanding was around approximately 11 hours.
As part of your investigation, were the people closest to the victim interviewed,
Yes.
including his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson?
Yes.
When and where did you approach Wendy Adelson?
She was at a restaurant in Tallahassee on Market Street.
What date and time did you approach her at the restaurant?
That was on the day of the shooting, which was July 18th, 2014. July 18th, 2014. It was approximately 2:15 in the afternoon.
Possibly getting a little early celebration in. I mean, I truly think she knew what was coming. I think she knew exactly what was about to happen. I wouldn't doubt that she's just getting a head start on the celebration. She had the bottle of alcohol, by the way, like in the car.
All right, so approximately 3 hours and 15 minutes after the shooting?
Approximately, yes.
What did you say when you approached her?
I told her that I needed to discuss something with her in private. She was with 2 other individuals at the table.
2 ladies having lunch?
3 total, yes.
All right, and when you told her that you need to speak with her, were you wearing police insignia? Did you identify yourself as law enforcement?
Immediately before I identified myself and said that I was there for the purpose of speaking with Wendy Adelson.
Okay.
And I had my badge on. I was readily identifiable as a police officer.
All right, and did you reassure her that she wasn't in any trouble? Did you?
Yes, I got her to step away from the table she was eating at, approximately 10, 15 feet out of earshot of the other 2 individuals that were sitting at the table. And I told her that I needed to discuss with her something that happened with her ex-husband and that her children were not involved. I reassured her because the children had already been checked on, they were still at the daycare, and they were fine.
As part of this approach of Wendy Adelson, were there any handcuffs involved?
No.
Any Miranda rights read?
No.
Any use of force at all?
No.
She was not detained or under arrest?
No.
At any time did you tell her she was a suspect in anything?
No.
Was she a suspect in anything at that moment?
No.
At any time during your interview, did you do anything that would treat her as a suspect?
No.
In fact, you told her several times in the interview that she was not a suspect, isn't that right?
I did.
Did you ever accuse her of anything?
No.
Did you provide her with a victim advocate?
Yes.
Is that something that your office typically does for next of kin when a tragedy has occurred?
Yes.
Did you allow her to access her phone during the interview?
Yes.
What did you learn?
Wow, they really were not considering Wendy as a suspect at all during this time. I mean, which makes sense. She's nowhere near the area. She's his wife. Well, at this time, his ex-wife. But so I get they're not gonna really pin it on her in the moment. Now I'm wondering, who was she eating lunch with? Like, was it just, it must have just been some friends, because it couldn't have been Donna. Yeah, it couldn't have been Donna. She's in Miami. Okay, I think I'm just thinking too deep into it. All right.
Did you allow her to access her phone during the interview?
Yes.
What did you learn about the victim's relationship with his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson?
They had gone through it and were still fighting in a contentious divorce
I'm going to show
regarding
you
child custody.
with child custody.
Including child custody.
All right, I'm going to approach with state's demonstrative A. Have you had an opportunity to review this exhibit before today?
Yes.
What is that exhibit?
It's all of the filings from the divorce case between
Oh boy.
Wendy Adelson and Daniel Markell.
Starting with the petition for divorce and ending at the time of his death, is that right?
Correct.
I'm sorry, did you see how many papers were in there? Now look, I don't know how many papers are usually in a divorce, but like that's like 2 telephone books. Like, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Look at how many pages are in this binder that she just handed him.
Between Wendy Adelson and Daniel Markell.
Starting with the petition
Dude, that is insane. That is insane.
for divorce and ending at the time of his death, is that right?
Correct.
This is a bad divorce for sure.
And the filings in here, have you had an opportunity to review them?
Yes.
All right, and did this litigation include arguing over things so petty as a tennis racket?
It did.
Objection, Your Honor. Nothing's been entered into evidence, and we would object to the witness testifying to the contents of the file.
Overruled, the witness may testify concerning his personal knowledge of the investigation.
Thank you, Judge. As part of these proceedings, did Wendy Adelson seek to relocate with the children from Tallahassee to South Florida?
She did.
Did she say why she wanted to relocate to South Florida?
Objection, hearsay?
Staying, the answer would call for hearsay unless you have an exception.
I'm going to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 60. Have you had an opportunity to review State's Exhibit 60?
Are those more divorce papers? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Are those the portion of the divorce filings contained in State's Demonstrative A that can be directly linked to Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Meaning she saw those items.
Yes.
Objection, lack of foundation.
I believe that
Now, the prosecution did mention that Donna was helping to like edit documents and stuff. I'm trying to understand, because if that's a second binder being introduced full of nothing but like divorce documents, like an entire sequel, like you could literally see us headed down that pathway of somebody's gonna hire a hitman here soon.
Are those the portion of the divorce filings contained in State's Demonstrative A that can be directly linked to Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Meaning she saw those items.
Yes.
Objection, lack of foundation.
I believe that's what Ms. Kappelman is doing right now. Overruled.
Right.
Continue, Ms. Kappelman.
Move into evidence, State 60, Your Honor.
Please refer.
Apparently she was really intertwined in this divorce, like editing documents. Is that legal, by the way? I don't know. But Donna doesn't even work as an attorney. Wendy does. Wendy is like an actual attorney, but Donna, I think, just works in a dentist's office. So I have no idea what that's about. Okay, we finally got audio again. I have no idea what happened. Okay, it's gone again. People are standing up at least. So it was quiet for like 8 minutes straight. Why, I have no idea, but maybe Donna started screaming again. I have no idea, but
Please be seated. What's that? You can step down, Mr. Ison. Please step outside the courtroom. Sure.
oh boy, what happened?
All right. At this point, I'm nearing becoming inclined to send the jurors home for the day, as we are wasting a significant amount of time on matters that were either previously litigated or now are still being challenged for reasons that could have been handled out of court.
Oh boy.
Mr. Zellman, for any item that is being objected to with State 60 that you are claiming has no tie to your client's communications, you need to look through that binder now.
Judge, part of the objection that we're making concerning that is without laying the foundation through a witness with personal knowledge, there is no tie to my client. Anything, and specifically anything post-dissolution, so post July 31st of 2013 that's in here, there's no evidence.
I heard this argument previously.
Yes.
It has.
She literally was asking him questions about the documents that Donna was connected with, like the divorce papers that she was involved with. And it also proves that, once again, she hated him so much that she put herself into a process that, as far as someone's mom, like editing paperwork and like being involved in that capacity, yeah, that's a bit much.
Been ruled upon.
Yes.
At this point, if the state has multiple witnesses that the foundation can be laid through, your objection will be noted for the record, but we are going to move on. If you need to look through this binder to match it up with specific communications in which you believe no foundation can be laid, you'll need to take the time. But as far as wasting the jurors' time on this any further today, what else does a defense need to look through concerning these exhibits? Before we leave here today, if we need to go through every single state exhibit to deal with any objections concerning them, we will do so, however long that takes. But We're not going to be wasting the juror's time.
The suspense right now as he goes through every sheet of paper is it's pretty intense.
Your Honor, subject to our objection concerning establishing the foundation for proving my client's knowledge, we're ready to proceed.
Concerning that, Ms. Kappelman, between former Detective Eisen, Wendy Adelson, or any other witnesses, are you going to be establishing the foundation as to the defendant's knowledge or connection through multiple witnesses?
May I have a moment, please?
Go ahead.
I had not planned to do
Hold on.
that. I provided this exhibit to the defense. I have not heard anything about an objection, so I had not planned to ask this, go through every single piece of paper with this witness. I can do that, but that is going to take some time. I will need a recess to prepare for that. I do have a list of how each piece of paper is related to the defendant, but this witness isn't prepared to go through every single piece of paper in this exhibit.
The defense is trying any and everything to get as much evidence out of this as possible. I guarantee you every document, every, of course, email, but everything that involves Donna and Dan is going to be so hate-filled. So the defense is like trying desperately, either just tie up the jury by going through all of this paperwork to the point where it's like they can't catch on to, like there's so much information that they can barely catch on to it, or he's just trying to make it not worth it at all and somehow this just gets tossed out in some way. That's what I'm guessing. Honestly, I have no idea, but yeah, they are fighting tooth and nail to get every piece of evidence out of here.
Are you requesting for me to send the jurors home for the day?
No. I think I've complied with the court's ruling, and I'm requesting that the exhibit be admitted pursuant to that, and we move on.
There does have to be a foundation as to the nexus between the defendant's either communications or actions and these pleadings. That was the ruling. For what was provided in discovery,
Is that something that needs to be done in front of the jury, Judge, or is that something we could tie up later and move on right now?
you can tie up later, but it will not be admitted until the foundation is tied up.
Okay, Judge, I think that would be my preference then.
Very well. Please bring the jurors up.
Okay.
Please direct the Detective
We got
Eisen
some
to come
movement.
back in and take the stand. Detective Eisen can come back in. Everyone can be seated. You may continue your examination, Ms. Kappelman.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
I'm going to approach with State's Exhibit 64. Do you recognize State's 54?
Yes,
How do you recognize it?
these are the emails, I believe.
Oh, the emails. Look at Donna's face. Oh, no. Now, once these are admitted, one might say it's pretty much an open and shut case, I think, but
I believe these are from Wendy Adelson's computer.
Was a search warrant issued to Wendy Adelson's Google account?
Yes.
And did we receive emails subject to that search warrant?
Yes.
And does State's Exhibit 64 contain fair and accurate copies of emails between Wendy Adelson and Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Alright, and if you'll turn to the yellow tab there. In particular, are you familiar with this email? And for the record, Judge, this is tab AA.
I can only imagine how bad this one is. They put a tab on this specific email.
This is Yes,
Is that an email that was sent from Wendy Adelson to Donna Adelson? On the bottom.
this is from Donna.
Well, okay. It starts out as something from Danny, right?
Right, Dan sends this email to Wendy,
Okay.
and it's
what is,
CC'd to another individual.
okay, and what does Wendy do with it?
She forwarded it to her mother.
Okay. And is the content of the email related to what we referred to as the grandma motion?
Yes,
What is the grandma motion?
this is where Dan Markel,
What is the objection?
First of all, lack of foundation, and it's hearsay at this point.
Overruled as to lack of foundation. The investigator may testify as to his personal knowledge of the investigation. Concerning hearsay, Ms. Kappelman.
They don't want these emails included.
Did Mrs. Adelson respond to this email?
Your Honor, going to object again. Mrs.
One
Adelson.
moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff is going to take you out.
I knew it. It's the same situation. I knew it. I knew as soon as he did the first one, I was like, okay, he's got one more. Yeah, the same situation all over again.
Investigator Ison, if you could step down, please, sir.
Yeah, the judge is furious.
So, not to sound like a broken record, but that part where the jurors need to go home so the issues concerning these documents could be worked through. Concerning that, Mr. Zellman, what is your position?
Judge, I've said all along
I know what your argument is, but as to the items that the state is seeking to admit today, are there going to be more challenges of this nature? If you have objections, I will rule on them, but we're not going to waste the jurors' time.
Judge, as to 64AA, my client and her husband shared an email address. There's no evidence as to who sent the response that the state is trying to get to.
How many parts of 64 is the defense objecting to?
I mean, honestly, at this point, he should just agree to take the time to, like, really go through these.
Ms. Cavallo, concerning AA, does the foundation need to be laid amongst multiple witnesses, or is Detective Ison capable of doing this?
As far as to whom the email address belonged, that will have to be tied up with Wendy Adelson.
Very well. Is there any other parts of Exhibit 64 that need to be dealt with now while the jurors are out of the room? Please look through it.
Yeah, he honestly should just take the time right now to go through every one of them. But who knows, this might be a way to stall it out.
Just AA, Your Honor.
Are there any other exhibits that pertain to Detective Ison that need to be dealt with while the jurors are out of the room?
Would you like to know what items I intend to introduce, Judge, through him?
Please, so we can handle these objections now, and there will not be a constant back and forth where the jurors need to leave the room.
Exhibit 55. Show that.
I think we stipulated for that.
Well, 60 is the divorce excerpts, which again, we're going to deal with separately. The email, 64, my understanding is we're going to deal with AA, and then the rest of it is going to come into evidence with this witness at this time. 65, Mr. Rivera's ticket, which is certified. 66, Garcia's ticket, which is certified. 67, Save Gas records with certification. 68, Adelson Institute records with certification.
Are there any objections by the defense that need to be handled out of the presence of the jury concerning these items?
No, Your Honor.
There's a couple more, Judge.
Go ahead.
89 Premiere video clips, 90 bus video clips. 119 is a thumb drive containing the raw data from Premiere, and 120 is a thumb drive containing the raw data from the bus.
The
No
bus.
objections to those, Your Honor.
Please bring back in the detective.
I'm trying to. Oh, they're talking about the bus that captured like the image of the car. Okay, the car that Rivera and Garcia were in.
Everyone can be seated. You may continue with your examination of Mr. Isom as it relates to the foundation.
Mr. Isom, you,
All right.
I believe, previously indicated that you reviewed the divorce file as part of your investigation,
Yes,
and that's the court file.
yes,
All right, and as part of your investigation, did you review the emails that were subject to Wendy Adelson's Google search warrant?
yes,
And in those emails, was there an email in which the contents of, well, let me ask you first about the motion. Did you review a motion where Dan Markell was seeking to restrict Donna Adelson's access to the children?
yes, I did.
All right, and that motion was filed with the court.
Yes,
It was pending at the time of his death.
yes,
And did you find in the emails any evidence that the contents of that motion were sent to Donna Adelson?
yes,
And is that tab AA of State's Exhibit 64?
yes,
And are the contents of that email substantially similar to the allegations made in the court filing?
substantially, yes.
Okay. And what is the gist of what it is that Dan Markell is requesting?
He does not want Donna Adelson to have unsupervised contact with his children
Why not?
because of the statements that are made in here and that was shown in the court filing, that the children reflected that Grandma says you're stupid, Grandma says she hates you.
And
Judge.
Oh my gosh.
Isom, please do not read from any document that has not been admitted.
at this
I'm
time,
so
Judge,
glad he did. I'll tell you, that's all that these emails, documents, everything says. She literally hated his guts. He looked them right in the eyes and said, hey, just so you all know, she hated this guy, okay? I'm really glad he was able to get that comment
I
out.
would ask to admit State's Exhibit 64.
All parts or just the part that does not include AA?
Subject to tying up AA, I would seek to admit the whole thing.
States 64, any objection?
Just the objection previously made, Your Honor.
Concerning States 64, it will be admitted except for Part AA and any later foundation that needs to be addressed.
Nice.
Did, in your review of these emails contained in State's Exhibit 64, the defendant, Donna Adelson, use any strong language against Dan Markell?
Yes,
Did she call him any names?
yes,
I would ask you to review State's Exhibit 64, tab
There it is.
DD. Do you recognize that exhibit?
yes.
What email is that?
This is from Donna to Wendy.
And does she call Dan any names in that email?
She calls him Elvis.
How about asshole?
I know it's in here.
Take your time.
That is so crazy. That is insane. I know it's in here. These are littered with they're calling him every name in the book. He is so confident it's in there too. She called him something else that, because I don't know what it means, I'm not even gonna repeat it. But she called him something. I hope that comes up here. And they go into some context with that because he's chuckling right now at the stuff he's seeing. He's like, this is just, I've never even heard something like this before.
Have you ever seen an email where she called him an asshole?
I've seen an email, but I don't see it here.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Tab M, please.
Emma?
M as in Mike.
M.
Did she, who, I guess tell us who it's to, who it's from, and the date, please.
It's from Donna to Wendy, March 6th, 2013.
Does she call Dan Markell any names in that email?
Here we go. Let's buckle up.
Yes, she does.
What names does she call him?
In this
Name.
in this particular email, after the first paragraph, it says that she calls him a major fucker.
Please refer to tab Q, a May 3rd of 13 email.
There you go.
Yes,
Does that email, is it from Donna to Wendy?
it is.
And does it reference Wendy's relocation efforts?
Yes,
Does it indicate that Wendy's relocation efforts are extremely important to Donna Adelson?
yes,
Please reference tab V as in Victor, a June 25th email. Are you familiar with the court filing in which relocation was denied?
yes.
Do you know on which date relocation was denied?
June 20th, 2013.
So this is email on tab V as in Victor. Is it 5 days after relocation was denied?
It is June 26th, 2013.
Does Donna Adelson, the defendant, propose another plan to facilitate relocation in light of the court's ruling?
Yes,
Oh boy.
So this is done after the court's ruling,
correct.
and relocation is still being discussed.
Yes.
Okay, what does she suggest?
She suggests that the children between Wendy and Dan start attending, or her at least the ruse of them going to a Christian church or a Catholic church.
But what was that gonna do? That was gonna force him to disown his kids because he's seeing that they're attending a different church. Like, why would he just go, okay, well, in this case, I'm just gonna stop talking to them then, if this is what my kids are up to? Or she's trying to say that's the threat they were gonna give him, like, hey, if you don't back off, we're gonna force them into another church. Okay, sure thing, Donna.
And to take pictures of it and send it to Dan Markell, right?
Yes,
To strong arm him into agreeing to the relocation, right?
correct. Coercion.
There
Did
you go.
Donna Adelson, the defendant in this case, suggest a bribe to Dan Markell to cause him to allow these kids to be moved to South Florida?
Yes.
Draw your attention to tab W. What is the proposal in reference to this bribe?
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yes.
I've talked about this so much, it's no
Okay.
point in even making more comments about it. You all know how I feel about how insane that is. That you could just give a parent $1 million and that's enough to just go, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking to my kid. Or that there is a dollar amount that you could give a parent to just abandon your kid. Okay.
Were there any death benefits, any monies that were to be gained from the death of Dan Markell?
Yes,
Did he have a life insurance policy?
he did.
What was the amount of the life
Oh, boy.
insurance policy?
One of them was for $2 million.
And a second one for $60,000?
$60,000 from a second one through the law school.
Were there any survivor benefits for these kids in the event of Dan's death?
There was
What are those?
$4,800 a month.
Who gets that money for the disbursement of the kids?
Wendy Adelson.
What about through his employment at FSU Law School? Did he have a pension there?
He had a pension, a deferred comp, 401k,
And an estate worth some money, right?
approximately $300,000.
Oh,
What
this
was
is
the
like
total
Lori
value
Vallow.
of Mr. Markell's estate.
2.7 million.
As part of your investigation, did you attempt to establish a timeline of the victim's activities prior to his murder?
Yes.
What did he do that day?
At 8:50 a.m., he dropped off his children at the preschool daycare on West Stark Street. From there, he proceeded to go back across town to Premier Fitness Gym off of Village Square Boulevard.
Was there any surveillance at the gym?
Yes,
And was that collected by law enforcement?
it was.
All right. See that?
And they followed him the whole time to the kids'
Judge,
school.
at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence, State's Exhibit 119, a thumb drive containing the surveillance collected from Premier Gym.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. States
Yeah, then-
119 is admitted.
And was the raw data or surveillance video collected from the gym compiled in a way that shows what it is we're looking for concerning Mr. Markell?
That's correct, yes.
Was that done in State's Exhibit 89?
I believe so.
All right, Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence, State's 89.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. States 89 is admitted.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to object to that. That has nothing
Were you
in their
able to
minds.
see on this gym surveillance video, Mr. Markell's vehicle enter the parking lot of the gym?
Yes,
At what time does he enter the parking lot of the gym?
I believe it was
9:11 sound right?
9:11, yes.
And we're talking about AM, so you said he dropped the kids off at 8:50 and he arrives at the gym at 9:11?
8:50 a.m. is when he dropped the children off, and he signed them in at the daycare. And then at 9:11 is when you see his car enter the parking lot at Premier, all on July 18th, 2014.
And were you able to see anything sinister about the parking lot of Premier Gym on the morning of Mr. Markell's shooting?
Following Markell's car entering the lot, a short time later, a vehicle enters the lot that is similar in description from the next door witness, Mr. Geiger.
And what does the suspect vehicle do when Mr. Markell enters the gym?
It parks and no one gets out of the car.
How long does the suspect vehicle stay there while Mr. Markell's in the gym?
I don't recall the exact amount of time, but it's quite some time that the whole time he's in the gym, and even after he comes out, gets back in his car and leaves. That's when the car leaves at the same time.
All right, so the whole time he's in the gym doing his workout, this suspect Prius is in the parking lot.
Correct.
And when he comes out to leave
Crazy.
his vehicle, what happens with the Prius then?
The Prius follows.
Judge, at this time, I would ask to introduce State's Exhibit 89. I'm sorry, I have introduced it. I'm asking to publish it at this time. Thank you.
Man, that is horrifying. To even see it, like, just to see it on video as it's happening, they're following them around is the creepiest thing.
Is this black vehicle Mr. Markell's vehicle?
Yes, it's a black Honda four-door.
Okay, now how soon did they pull in behind him? It has to be like immediately.
Same car.
Okay, he's parking.
And that's Mr. Markell parking right there behind the flagpole.
That's correct.
What is this vehicle?
That will be the suspect vehicle,
And is
green
the-
Prius.
Okay, consistent with the description given by Mr. Geiger?
He said a light colored or silverish, and the car color is a silver pine mica.
This is giving me goosebumps right now, man.
Who's
Just
that in the
seeing
blue circle?
That's Mr. Markel exiting his vehicle.
it's like the same level of nerves as just watching a horror movie or something.
That's him in the red shirt?
That's correct. It's Mr. Markel entering Premier's main doors.
What do we see in this image?
I'm sorry.
What do we see in this portion of the tape?
That's the suspect vehicle, the Prius, driving through the parking lot.
At this point, is Mr. Markel inside the gym?
He's inside, yes. This is still in the front section where the car went from right to left.
This is still part of the Premier Gym parking lot?
Correct, yes. It's just the opposite, camera facing the opposite direction.
Dude, they are going through the parking lot scanning for his car. This is, even though I know what's happening and we know how it played out, it does not change the fact that it's like the level of nerves just seeing they're scanning, looking for him, and just like it is some predatory stuff. They're scanning the parking lot looking for his car to confirm that he's there. Jeez.
And this is the car reversing course, coming back towards the front doors.
Yep.
Literally almost backed into somebody right there. So wait, was that Dan? Was that Dan backing out? Were they about to do it right there? I guarantee you that was like them considering doing something right there in that moment. Like they were just gonna, they were probably gonna like try to let his car hit theirs, and once he gets out, they, oh man. Okay.
Okay, now what's the time on the video here?
Oh, he's just now coming out. Okay, never mind.
10:30. I think it says 10:38.
Is this Mr. Markel exiting the gym at this
He's
point?
exiting the Premier the same door he came in. I'm sorry, it's 10:33 on the timestamp.
Thank you.
Is that them?
That's Mr. Markel making his way to the parking lot where his car is parked.
They probably thought for a second that that car that was backing out was him. And maybe they figured it out, okay, this isn't him after all. I don't know. Why I'm still stuck on that part, I have no idea. But
Once he gets in the car, does he sit there a few minutes, or is that at the front end?
I'm sorry?
Does he sit in his car for a few minutes at one point?
Just a short period of time, then his car starts backing up.
Where's that?
That's him exiting.
And
There
will we
he
see
goes.
the suspect vehicle pull out
It's coming
behind
from the
him?
back side. See it?
oh, they immediately got behind him this time. Like, they are right away. Dude, this is insane.
Same suspect vehicle following the direction of Markel's car.
Right, and it
They're going
exits the
fast
parking
this time,
lot
too.
at 10:39 a.m.
Yes.
Okay. And based on what would be the logical route from here to Mr. Markel's home, did you try to get some additional surveillance to see if you could catch the suspect vehicle any further?
Yes.
What was that?
That was the location was the business. No, I'm sorry, it's a bus video off of a bus at McClay Commerce Boulevard and Thomasville Road.
All right. And were you able to actually find some bus video from both before and after the shooting of the suspect vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And were those the raw data that you collected from the bus compiled into clips similar to what we saw on the gym video?
That's correct.
All right, Judge, at this time I would ask to move into evidence State's Exhibit 120, a thumb drive containing the bus raw data, and State's Exhibit 90, a disc containing the bus video clips.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
States 90 and 120 are admitted.
Permission to publish States 90.
You may.
The fact that they were able to put all this together.
You can pause it for just a
Hold on.
minute. Can you orient us? Is this the McClay Commerce?
Yes, this is the bus is pointing east. So just beyond that circle is where the flyover starts. If you're going southbound, you can take the flyover to get on Capitol Circle after you pass McClay Gardens and everything. So this car is on Thomasville Road, not the flyover, and it is going southbound.
All right, and this camera is mounted on the bus. That's how we were able to get this image?
Correct.
Okay.
This is a city bus.
Continue, please. And the time on this, 10:44 a.m., is
Correct.
that right? And what is this orange circle?
This is the Prius going the same direction as Markel's car, southbound on Thomasville Road.
Okay, now where are we?
This is southbound on Thomasville. We've gone underneath the I-10 overpass, and we're at Metropolitan Boulevard, and the bus just so happens to pull up right behind the Prius.
Based on the image in this exhibit right here, were you able to deduce the tag number of the Prius?
No.
That would have saved you a lot of
A
trouble,
lot
though, wouldn't it?
of time, yes. The video could not be enhanced anymore.
And then another Prius pulls up right beside it. I guarantee you that was like a small moment where they were like, wait, is that? Okay, never mind. But it's not like a lighter color like that one, in all fairness. But yeah, this video is super blurry. Maybe not super blurry, but definitely can't make out details like that.
Does the evidence suggest that Markel had already gone on through past this traffic light?
Correct, because this car was behind Mark Hill's car. So he must have beat the light or got through the intersection before this car.
I bet at this point, since they saw him going this direction, they knew he must be going to his house.
Okay, now.
So they're just
orient
going
us.
straight to there.
I believe we're now at Thomasville Road, southbound at Benton. And that circle was the Prius in the left turn lane to go from Thomasville eastbound on Benton Road.
And is that the way to Mr. Markel's residence?
Not this time. He turned beforehand, we found out later on.
We found out later that Mr. Markel turned later on.
Yes,
But this is the
car
way
turned.
the suspect vehicle goes.
Right, he turns left.
Okay, can you get to Mr. Markel's residence from Benton Road?
Yes.
The way he turned?
Yes.
All right, now, can you back it up, please? So the last time we see the suspect vehicle turning off Thomasville onto Benton Road is what time? Hit play, please.
10:51.
Okay. And what time does our, pause it please, what time does our 911 call come in?
11:02 a.m.
Okay, so he was killed between 10:51 and 11:02.
Well, we narrowed it down even more than that. But,
Okay? Tell me how you narrowed it down further.
well, this bus now, this is a different bus. Same city bus group, but this is a totally different bus. It's northbound on Thomasville Road. So based on the time, this bus is northbound, the shooting has already happened. And you'll see that the Prius catches up in the same lane as that black vehicle there next to the bus at 10:50.
So wait, did he say this is the same bus? Hold on. I'm kind of getting lost in some of the details here.
We narrowed it down even more than that. But,
Okay? Tell me how you narrowed it down further.
well, this bus now, this is a different bus.
Okay.
Same city bus group, but this is a totally different bus. It's northbound on Thomasville Road. So based on the time, this bus is northbound, the shooting has already happened. And you'll see that the Prius catches up in the same lane as that black vehicle there next to the bus at 10:55, I believe. 10:55. Here it comes.
So that helps you narrow it down to what as the time of death?
10:50. Well, at 10:51, he's in the Prius is in the turn lane. At 10:55, they've already left Trescott and they're northbound towards I-10.
Okay, and you say
So the shooting happened literally within like a 4-minute gap of time. And they're already, like, they narrowed it down that much. And they're already within the vicinity. So they know, like, okay, they definitely came from that direction. Dude, this is just seeing pieces get put together like this. And for some reason, it's eerie to just see the vehicle after it's happened. Like, the whole thing is eerie seeing them follow him around. But then it's like to see it after the fact and to know where Dan is right now. Evil stuff, man.
they. Why do you say they?
Well, here shortly, you'll see what appears to be two different individuals in the front seat of this car.
See something white moving around in the passenger seat?
Yeah, the white shirt, the person in that side of the car seems extremely animated, excited. And the other side,
He's in the front seat celebrating. He just shot a guy that finished dropping off his kids, and that's a cause for celebration for this dude. Now I need to find out what he got. I mean, I'm sure it's life in prison, but like, we are dealing with all the people involved in this. We're dealing with some evil, like, it's beyond even that, purely evil individuals, man. This man is celebrating in the front seat. Oh my God, dude.
the best view that I've ever gotten is someone's in a black, solid black shirt or upper top.
That's crazy, dude.
All right, and this is a slowed down version to try to get a better look at those occupants.
He's freaking jumping up and down in his car. Like, look at this. Okay, I'm telling you, he gestured with his arm like it's almost like he's reliving it. Like he's like demonstrating to the guy. Okay, let me go back a little bit. You can see his arm kind of flailing as if he's like he's trying to give a demonstration. You know what I mean? Like he's saying, dude, this is the way I did it. Can you believe it? Like, hold on.
All right.
Dude,
what
that is
are these
so
orange
crazy.
circles indicating?
These are characteristics of this car that we found to be unique. The passenger side mirror is solid black. These cars have, when they come new, the mirror is the same color as the car, the mirror casing on the outside. This one's been replaced, it appears, because it's black. The circle in the middle of the top of the windshield, that appears to be a sun pass or toll type pass activator. And then the lower bumper circle, that's where a tow hook can be threaded in for towing purposes, but otherwise it has a cap over it, and the cap is missing.
Were you able to deduce anything about the year of the Toyota Prius?
Based on the research that we did through Toyota, this was established to be a 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius, and the color, as I said before, was silver pine mica.
All right. Is it fair to characterize your investigation as having kind of two different veins at this point? We're looking at motive over here and we're looking at the Prius over here.
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned the SunPass transponder. So we know this Prius, I'm assuming it's not the only silver pine mica Prius between 06 and 09 in the state.
Correct.
All right. So what do we do to try to track down the SunPass transponder?
I contacted Florida Department of Transportation, who administers the SunPass, and wanted to find out, what's the likelihood of that kind of car having a SunPass, and I was overwhelmed with, there was thousands. So that wasn't narrowing down anything very quick.
At that time, was SunPass more affiliated with South Florida, or did pretty much everybody in Tallahassee have one?
No, south and central, anything Orlando south for the most part.
Okay. Did you have any indication based on the surveillance video available as to where the vehicle went after it fled from Markel's residence?
I just know that right here it's going northbound towards I-10 from Thomasville.
All right. Let's watch to the end.
This intersection is Armistead, so this is north of Benton, heading back towards I-10.
They're heading back to Miami.
Was any cell phone analysis worked on in this case?
Excuse me?
Cell phone analysis?
Yes.
Who performed the cell phone analysis?
Sergeant Corbett.
Okay, and is that something that was going on simultaneously as you doing this SunPass?
That's correct.
Thing? Okay. And did Corbett's work include trying to look for phones of interest traveling in the areas that we know where you found our suspect vehicle?
That and Premier Jim.
Okay.
They turned the phone off
We will
thinking that
talk
it
to
was...
Sergeant Corbett later, but based on his analysis, did you have an idea or develop an idea of the route that your suspects may have taken?
Yes.
All right, and what did you do to follow up on that?
Well, initially, because of our large expanse of cars, we started looking for South Florida at any cars going through the interchange southbound at Wildwood, where you get on the turnpike from I-75. That was a bust. We didn't It was way too many. We couldn't find anything that was concrete. So once the phone analysis was done, we had a better idea that there was one particular number, and tracking that went southbound on I-75 all the way to Naples, and then crossing over on Alligator Alley, which is still I-75, from west to east, from Naples to Broward County.
And once you learned that it was actually this other route than what you would expect, were you able to do anything with in reference to the toll plazas and the SunPass transponder that you weren't able to do previously?
That's correct.
Okay, tell us about that.
Once we had that established, then I contacted the SunPass administrators again at Department of Transportation. And I explained to them what I had. I said, we got a Prius, a 2006 to 2009, Silver Pine Mica, not that they had that in the records. I says, but we have them going through approximately this toll plaza in Naples, going westbound. And once I gave them that and the time, within a couple minutes of when they would have gone through, they showed an activation with a transponder from the windshield at that toll plaza in Naples in Collier County, and there was only one Prius. And that's
The level of detail, I keep saying it, that is next level detective work, police work, however you want to put it. The amount of confirmation, they confirmed these dudes were a part of it in so many different ways. If you go back and look at the breakdown video that I reacted to, you see just how many different ways these guys were like confirmed to be in the vehicle, to be the shooter. Then they even called the fake like extortionists. I don't know if that's the way you say it, but then they turned the phone off thinking that was going to do something. What a joke. That's an absolute joke.
what we determined, that it was going back to South Florida and cutting across Alligator Alley.
All right, and were you able to backtrack and find the toll plaza record or SunPass record of the vehicle coming to Tallahassee as well?
Correct. On the 16th of July, that same transponder, we're talking about the sticker on the windshield, that same transponder went through from Broward County, West Broward County, through the other end of the toll plaza. There's one on each end. There's nothing in the middle.
Right.
But one going eastbound, that same transponder on the 16th of July cut across Alligator Alley and then presumably went up 75, which the phone records will show that. And then the return trip was the first one we found.
Back to
And
Miami.
did that help you identify the particular SunPass transponder by like an identification number?
Yes.
And is a particular SunPass transponder affiliated with a particular vehicle through some type of SunPass record?
Yes, it shows the customer who purchased the SunPass, and they submit what kind of vehicle it is, the tag number, in case the the transponder doesn't work, they could still use their credit because it'll take a picture of the tag.
All right, so what did you learn about the suspect vehicle at this time from the SunPass stuff?
It was a rental. It was a rental from a Miami car rental place called Save Gas.
They even rented the car in Miami, begging to get caught once again. They rented it in the same city that they're from. It's just next level stupidity. You can't make this stuff up. Wendy is disassociating. She understands she's cooked as
Law
well.
enforcement go to Save Gas
They
in
did.
Miami?
Yes,
Was there any documentation discovered at that business
was.
related to the rental of this vehicle?
there was.
67. I'm going to approach and show you what I marked as state 67.
Okay, I didn't catch what this is going to be.
Yes,
Okay, is that the rental contract that you found at the Save Gas related to your suspect vehicle?
that's correct.
All right. Is it a fair and accurate copy of that exhibit or that
Yes.
document? Okay, moving evidence, state 67, Your Honor.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. State 67 is admitted.
Permission to publish 67.
You may.
I'm surprised it didn't
And
object.
What did we learn about the people that rented the car from this state 67? Not on there?
According to this document, Luis Rivera, Normandy Drive in Miami, is the one that rented this car.
In his name. There you go.
And did he provide a phone number for himself?
Yes,
Is that the number listed right here?
yes.
Okay. And any other drivers listed on the contract?
No driver listed there, but up in the top, you see the word brother and a phone number that became significant.
All right. And whose phone number were you able to associate? Who were you able to associate this phone number with?
Let me
Brother.
guess.
Sigfredo Garcia.
When was this vehicle rented?
This on the 16th of July. I'm sorry, this shows 15th. 15th of July.
Okay. And when was it due back?
It was due back on the 17th of July.
Didn't go back on the 17th though.
No, I don't believe it got back till the 21st.
Real names on paperwork, real phone numbers, real addresses, I'm guessing, that just exactly where they live. They're telling them exactly where to go and arrest them. This is like cartoon level stupidity. Of course, like, it's not a cartoonish moment because they actually killed Dan, but my mind is actually blown right now. I don't know if they have to do a check first for you to like rent a car or how that goes, but somehow these two henchmen put their real information on paperwork for a vehicle they're going to go and assassinate somebody with. I'll just let you all think about that for a bit. They put their real information on paperwork. Okay.
Approach and show you what I've marked in the states exhibit 65. Recognize state 65?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
This was a traffic citation that we discovered Luis Rivera received on I-75.
In the same car, I'm
On
guessing.
I-75 on the way to Tallahassee in the Prius?
No, it was a different car.
Oh.
This was on a different. This was dated June 4th.
I'm sorry, I've showed you the wrong thing.
I thought for a second, like, man, these guys are checking every box possible. Like I said, no breadcrumb trail, just making an arrow out of bread itself. Here I am.
We'll have to circle back to that. All right, let me ask you about phone. You mentioned that Sergeant Corbett was working on the phone records. I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as States Exhibit 55. You recognize this exhibit?
I do.
It's this sort of an org chart of all the folks whose phone records we collected in this case, or many of them.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
And by stipulation, Judge, these phone numbers have been associated with the folks on the chart, so I'd ask to move into evidence states 55.
Defense is stipulated.
Yes, and no objection to the publishing.
55 is admitted at this time.
So right now, we're just showing how Donna is associated with all this. They're starting from the very end with the actual henchmen, the assassins, and I'm guessing they're working their way to Donna in the train cars, like she said. Who's at the very top of all this?
We'll work on that too.
The diabolical family tree they have here. Look at this.
All right. Now, Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera, those are the two subjects that you establish as being in the Prius. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And these are their phone numbers that have been associated with them listed beneath them.
Correct.
And we've got two different numbers for Luis Rivera. Is that right?
Rivera had two separate numbers, but his main one was the 570 that was on the rental contract.
All right. And the nicknames that are shown there Are those the nicknames that those two go by?
Correct. Tuto and Tato.
Tuto and Tato.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they must be close with each other. The fact they have like nicknames that are that similar, they must have had like a brotherhood of crime sprees going back for like decades, honestly. I don't know.
Were you able to establish any link through people between the two that came in the Prius and the Adelson family?
No.
Okay. Were you able to establish any type, did you develop a theory or any evidence as to why these two people came to Tallahassee to murder Dan Markell?
Well, eventually we learned that the female, Catherine Magbanua, was the mother of Sigfredo Garcia's children and considered each other spouses, to my best understanding.
Okay, and
At
did
the
she
same
have...
time,
Go ahead.
same time, we also found out that she had been dating and in a relationship with Charlie Adelson.
All right, so initially, was there any connection between these two guys from Miami and Dan Markell?
None.
All right, so this was the connection that was established, turned out to be Catherine Magbanua.
The only connection we could find.
Okay, and was that done through phone records and ultimately other communication records and testimony?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you, as a result of developing Catherine Magbanua as a potential suspect, investigate her at all?
Yes.
All right, and did that include an investigation into her employment?
That's correct.
What was her employment status around the time of this
Yeah,
murder?
what was her employment?
At the time of the murder, I believe she worked at another dental office somewhere, but post-murder, she started receiving compensation from the Adelson Institute.
What is the Adelson Institute?
It's a dental practice, according to online information operated by Harvey Adelson.
So I thought the prosecution said she was unemployed for like a year straight before the Adelson family just started throwing checks at her to keep her quiet, which is just, once again, please catch us. You know, we're right here to be caught. Why are the police not here yet? I mean, the fact that Charlie said in his recorded phone call, or not in a phone call, but he said to Catherine in a restaurant, if it's the police that are investigating us, that's a great thing. People are just making stuff up. They're just doing stuff. They're just committing crimes, killing people's spouses or ex-spouses, and of course feeling justified while doing it.
According to online information operated by Harvey Adelson and Charlie Adelson.
There's Harvey again.
Okay, and were the two of them dentists?
Yes, I believe Charlie is recognized as a periodontist.
Did you come to learn what Donna Adelson's role, if any, was in that business?
Yes, she was clerical and kept books for the business.
Did you attempt to procure some employment records from the Adelson Institute to verify Ms. Magbanua's employment?
We did.
All right, tell us about that.
Myself and Special Agent Sanford from the FBI went to the office, physically to the office in Broward County, Tamarack, and served a subpoena seeking records for the employment of Catherine Magbanua, and we received nothing at the initial time. Later on, the best I could get from, I believe it was an attorney that represented that dental office, just a list of checks that were paid checks
Signed
from
by
the Adelson Institute to Catherine Magbanua, but no W-2, no responsibility forms, nothing that showed what she actually did as being employed at that institute.
Wow.
What, was it regular business hours when you entered there physically?
Yes.
Was Ms. Magbanowa present when you entered the building?
No.
Did the employees that you have contact with seem to know who she was or what it was that she did there?
The initial person that I spoke to at the desk, at the front desk, she had no idea who this person was, who Magbanowa was. The other person that came up to the front, she said she knew the name, but did not know what her responsibilities were with the company.
And the person that knew the name, who is that?
Erica Johnson, I believe.
Erica
And
Johnson.
I'm gonna approach and show you 68. Recognize 68?
Trying to think of who that could be.
Yes, this is all I received as far as any type of records for Magbanowa and her relationship with the Adelson Institute.
All right, and did the records include any job description for Ms. Magbanowa?
No,
Any employment application,
no,
schedule,
no,
timesheet,
nope,
W-2 forms, or tax filing records?
nope,
Any performance evaluations?
none.
Oh my God. And no tax records as well. Dude, this was gonna implode at any given time. They set up their own little time bomb. No tax documents, no employment forms at all. I'm so happy they're horrible at what they do, because this is some of the most evil stuff. And they thought they were going to get away with it. They really believed, I don't doubt for a moment that they didn't believe, yeah, they're just going to live out the rest of their lives Dan free and just incredibly happy running around in the sunset.
So only the checks.
Only the checks.
According to those checks, during what period of time was Catherine Magbanowa on the Adelson Institute payroll?
From September of 2014 all the way, this particular one shows March of 2016, but I believe it goes further than that into May 2016.
All right. So it starts shortly after the homicide, about 2 months?
Yes. Actually, the homicide happened July 18th, and the first check was dated September 18th.
For what pay period?
I don't see the pay period on this one.
But presumably she'd be paid for a pay period that had
2 weeks
concluded. Okay.
According to the way this is laid out.
All right, and we are going to learn more about the bump or the undercover operation, but is it fair to say the checks terminated shortly after the undercover operation in 2016?
Yes.
Did you notice in your review of that exhibit the documents provided by the Adelson Institute that some,
I'm sorry, did she say they were terminated? Hold on.
is it fair to say the checks terminated shortly after the undercover operation in 2016?
Yes.
Did you notice in your
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. As soon as we get caught, immediately stop the checks, even though you're pretty much already cooked. I don't even know why. Now the ship is already sinking. You might as well just let it go.
Did you notice in your review of that exhibit the documents provided by the Adelson Institute that some of those check numbers were consecutive?
Yes, I did.
Who signed those checks?
Donna Adelson,
All of them?
everyone.
Were you ever able to develop any evidence that Magbanowa was physically going to the Adelson Institute during these pay periods?
Never.
Any evidence that she performed some service off-site for that business?
Nothing was established that showed that.
Any evidence of any contact with any patients?
No,
And you were, we'll learn later, listening to some of her phone calls, right?
that's correct.
I didn't know we were going to hear some phone
When
calls
was
from
Catherine
Catherine.
Magbanowa arrested for her role in this murder?
October 1, 2016.
Were you present for her arrest?
I was.
And was she allowed to contact her lawyer from the arrest scene?
Yes,
Did you speak to her attorney as well?
I did.
Who was her attorney?
TRAE4JUSTICE.
What happened after that phone call?
After Ms. Magbanwa was placed into a car for transport to the Broward County Jail, way less than 20 minutes later, I received a phone call on my phone.
Because lack of relevance, you have to testify to something that has nothing to do with my client.
No disputed objections. Ms. Kappelman, please lay the foundation as to this matter in this trial.
Co-conspirator statement, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Go ahead, sir.
So, okay, so let me back up. So, while Ms. Magbanwa was detained on scene, where she was arrested in the daytime, daylight hours, she was allowed to place a call to her attorney. She spoke to her attorney. I spoke to her attorney, and I asked that Ms. Kawas, the attorney representing her at the time, that she contact her client, Magbanwa, at the Broward County Jail, and if in fact she wanted to cooperate with the investigation, to call me back.
So you were
And-
interested in getting information from Ms. Magbanwa?
Correct.
Information about the other parties involved in this case?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I mean by cooperation is if she wanted to provide testimony about other players in this. And so I told Ms. Kawas, if you'll talk to your client, obviously out of my presence, and if she decides to cooperate, call me back and I will go to the Broward County Jail and meet.
Now, we know that she did cooperate. Based on that little breakdown video I saw, they said she cooperated. Now, just how soon did she do it? Because apparently her defense was just that magically the father of her children just wanted to team up with her current boyfriend to just go and kill his brother-in-law. That's just how it played out. She had no idea, and it was out of her hands. Makes no sense at all. But now I just want to know, how soon did she cooperate? Because the fact they're setting it up like this, it sounds as if she immediately said, yeah, by the way, look into my ex-boyfriend, old Charlie there.
Did that happen?
No.
What happened instead?
Well, like I said, within less than 20 minutes from that conversation, I received a phone call.
No way.
From a gentleman that identified himself as David Marcus. Instead, he was an attorney representing Charlie Adelson. And he asked that if Charlie Adelson was to be arrested, if I would just contact him.
My renewed objection, there's
What?
relevance, and this is not co-conspirator commission.
Specifically as a co-conspirator aspect, Ms. Kappelman, you need to keep the examination focused on that.
Wait. Okay, but I wish they would let him continue because now I'm interested. So just unprovoked, Charlie's attorney just called to see if he was getting arrested. So his attorney just kind of implicated him without even knowing if he was. Oh, dude, that is insane. If that's what they're saying, I might be completely wrong, which isn't too surprising, right? But let us know before you arrest him. Sure thing. Thanks for pointing us in the direction. Once again, no breadcrumb trail, just arrows made of loaves of bread.
Members of the jury, as to the last objection, I will sustain it. You may continue, Ms. Kappelman.
So you speak to Kawas, and your next phone call is from Charlie's lawyer.
Correct.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Once again, just please arrest me. We thought we'd get away with this, but it's a little boring. Oh, they're actually going to ask him some questions. Like, I'm kind of surprised by that.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So,
All right, let's see.
at the time of this investigation, when it began, how long had you been with the Tallahassee Police Department?
25 years.
You'd spent vast majority of your career as an investigator detective.
No, I probably spent most of my career as a street officer.
Okay. At the time of this, how long had you been a detective?
6 years.
And you continued to be the lead for Tallahassee Police Department on this investigation until your retirement, correct?
Correct.
Now, it's important when you're conducting an investigation, especially a homicide investigation, for you to be thorough, correct?
Yes.
You don't want to leave essentially any stone unturned,
Yes.
obviously within reason.
Yes.
You talked about your agency beginning to obtain cellular phone records of the Adelson family pretty early on, correct?
Mm,
You started getting them in July?
yes.
Okay. And you learned that Wendy Adelson's parents, my client and her husband, lived in Miami, correct?
I believe at the time it was Coral Springs, but,
They had a place on Miami Beach?
well, I know that they ended up at Miami Beach. I don't recall at the time of the homicide if they were living on Miami Beach.
Okay. But you knew that they were in South Florida?
South Florida is correct.
Okay. And so as your investigation continued and you started looking into, you made the connection between the two individuals who drove up here, Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. You made that connection to Catherine Magbanua, correct?
Right.
And you made that connection to Charlie Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And then you see these large cash deposits into Katie McBanua, or you see Katie McBanua's unemployment status.
Right.
She's still paying her bills in South Florida.
Yes.
Now,
Oh, I get it now. So she was saying that yeah, so she's saying that she's unemployed, but she's actually receiving checks. It once again, sound the alarm, please arrest us kind of behavior.
you also mentioned that you contacted the SunPass Authority.
Yes.
Did you ever, you'd already made a connection between the investigation and the Adelson family at this point, pretty quickly.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, well, over a couple years. By the time June of 2016 comes, comes about, you've already made that connection.
Oh, yes. By that time, yes.
Okay. And you contacted the SunPass Authority for my client's SunPass records, correct?
No.
No, you didn't. Did you contact the Turnpike Authority for construction records for the Turnpike?
Construction records?
Yes.
No.
What about for I-95 or 595?
To my knowledge, there is no, and I believe I established that with the FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, that there was no toll system on 95.
Okay. I was asked about construction records on 95.
I did not inquire about construction records.
What about accident records?
Accident records?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Now, isn't it true that my client and her husband shared an email address?
I believe they did.
You learned that during your investigation. In fact, I think Wendy said that, didn't she? In her interview with you?
I don't recall whether she said it.
Once again, they're passing these charges around like hot potatoes. They're trying to send one to Harvey. I don't know if Harvey's picking up on that right now. They're kind of passing it off to him, saying that, hey, didn't they share an email together? Also, Harvey hated him a lot, huh? Based on those emails, Harvey must have really hated Dan. So if that's the case, then maybe he was also wanting something like this to happen. I'm so surprised. I have no idea how Harvey is sitting in here. We're about 7 hours in. Harvey has been sitting here comfortably and is just watching this entire process play out. Maybe just to get an idea of what he's gonna have to deal with. I have no idea, but he's here.
Where is... Do you have 64 up here still? Mr. Eisen, you identified emails that are contained in State's Exhibit 64, correct?
Yes.
And according to your testimony, these are emails between my client and her daughter, correct?
Yes.
Let's see. And in some of these emails, my client called Danny Markel bad names.
Yes.
She never actually said she hated him, did she? In any of these emails?
That came through the grandchildren.
Okay.
Wait, what was that part? He said that came through the grandchildren?
My client called Danny Markel bad names.
Yes.
She never actually said she hated him, did she? In any of these emails?
That came through the grandchildren.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. The grandchildren were the one that were saying, hey, just so you know, grandma says she hates you. Okay.
At the time, the grandchildren were 3 and 4.
I don't recall the age. They were young.
And at that age...
You also testified about a bribe. You are not a family law attorney, are you?
No.
Okay. And you have no idea whether or not it's permitted for one party to offer any sort of financial incentive to another party when it comes to relocation.
That's not in my realm.
And you also testified about Mr. Markel's life insurance policy, pension, and you said that those funds went to his children with Wendy as a custodian?
Some of them, and some of them was Dan Markel's sister as the custodian.
Okay. Did my client receive any financial benefit in the form of Danny's life insurance, his pension, or anything else?
Not that I could tell.
Going back to those emails, especially the one the state highlighted concerning the Catholic Church and dressing the kids up, Wendy didn't take those suggestions, did she?
No.
You testified just now concerning your attempt to obtain employment records for Miss Magbanua from the Adelson Institute. It's a small business, right?
It appeared to be.
Just a handful of employees?
Yeah, there was only 2 there at the time.
You don't know whether or not any of the employees had a written job description?
No, I do not know that.
You don't know if any of the employees' files had evaluations or job reviews?
I didn't see that. I would think with that type of business and working on people's mouths and so forth, that there would be a little scrutiny involved.
But you don't know if they kept those records for any employee,
I have no
do you?
idea. I was only seeking and only had cause to seek for Magbanua.
Right.
And when Miss Magbanua was arrested, you testified that you received a call from someone who identified himself as Charlie's attorney, correct?
After her arrest, the gentleman that called my number was he identified himself as an attorney for Charlie Adelson.
I'm sorry, Donna's attorney, it's almost like he's just banking on, or just hoping really, that the jury is too naive to like give her a guilty verdict. Like right now it sounds like he's setting it up to say, yeah, you said you received a call from an attorney. Have you ever received a prank call before? You ever heard of a prank call? Do you know what that is? So how do you know if maybe that person was just joking around? Like it's no real holes being poked in the argument at all. It's just really cross our fingers here and hope for the best.
After her arrest, the gentleman that called my number he identified himself as an attorney for Charlie Adelson.
That is so crazy.
Not Donna Adelson.
Not Donna.
Now, is it unusual in an investigation like this for a defense attorney to contact you about whether or not there's a warrant for their client's arrest?
I wouldn't say that. It was shocking to me that within that short a time frame,
Right.
the only way that this person would have knowledge would be from Magbanua's attorney.
Right.
So there would be contact between Magbanua's attorney and this person identifying himself as Charlie's attorney.
I didn't even think about that. Within that small amount of time, Charlie is already informed, his attorney is aware, and his attorney is reaching out. So both of their attorneys know that their clients are just committing crimes, which is insane. So they're talking to each other and telling them, hey, Charlie's probably about to go down soon. You might want to get involved here, which is still so crazy that the attorney reached out beforehand and really made sure that you look in this direction.
In a short, very short time. No media, nothing had been divulged.
Right.
So what you found unusual was the short time frame, not the phone call itself.
No, it was immediate, and I'm basically telling Kawas, if your client wants to cooperate, contact me. Don't call somebody else that's a co-conspirator, their attorney.
You didn't receive a call from anyone identifying themselves as Donna's attorney in that instant, did
No,
you?
sir.
Okay. Ms. Kappelman asked you about what has been coined that grandmother motion. Again, you're not a family law attorney.
Right, still not.
And so although you read the motion
Yes.
and you're educated, absent having some legal knowledge, can you interpret what is being requested in the motion?
I believe so. I think it's pretty plain.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. Now, I want to go back to the emails, and I'm going to use the board. The emails that you testified were between my client and her mother.
Oh my goodness, is he gonna try to get a little checkmate moment here? I'm glad you said that.
I just if he needed to take a break.
He definitely doesn't want to take a break. He thinks he's about to cook this guy.
The sender of this email is not Donna Adelson, is it?
No, it doesn't. I don't know who it's from. It's not showing it.
Okay. It's an evite.com invitation.
I've seen those.
Okay. You don't have any personal knowledge as to how these are generated, do you?
Someone has to go through this program to get it set up and sent out.
But you don't have any personal knowledge as to how that's done, do you?
No.
The next page of EE, it's a August 30th, 2014 email to Wendy. Now, the sender is donnaharvey@gmail.com, correct?
That's correct.
Whose name is next to that?
Harvey Adelson.
That's not Donna Adelson, is it?
I believe that's her husband.
Next. It's an email dated September 12th, 2014. And the sender is saying that Lincoln will attend Tot Shabbat with his grandpa, Harvey Adelson. Isn't that what it says?
Yes, it does.
Who's it from?
It's from DonnaHarvey@gmail.com.
And whose name is next to that?
It says Harvey Adelson.
I don't know. This is starting to make Donna seem kind of innocent, guys. What do you think? I think he's really. I'm sorry. He's showing him the names on the emails, and this is it. I knew they were gonna it was gonna be bare bones. Like the defense was not gonna have much going here, but I didn't think this was the route they were gonna take with it. They're passing things off to Harvey. I wonder if they spoke to Harvey before this happened and they said, just so you know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna say that, you know, you were also a part of some things, and I kind of doubt it, but this is all they can do.
This is, again, from Harvey, DonnaHarvey@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Whose name is there?
Where it says from,
Yes.
it says Harvey Adelson.
Okay. Wendy, this is the information on work order for repair of TV, Friday, July 18th, between 8 and 12. Love, Dad. My client's not dad, is she?
I wouldn't refer to him as that. I don't think she would either.
Now, this is still part of that same email, the Geek Squad schedule. Would you be willing to accept a sooner appointment if one become available? Do you see that language?
Yes.
What's the answer underneath that?
Yes.
Is he gonna explain? That didn't tell us it. Oh no. That didn't tell us anything. What was that? Like, you just read those 2 lines and moved on. Alright. Even he's like, that's it? That's all you're gonna ask?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect examination.
There's no way.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Defense pointed out, hey, Harvey and Donna share an email address, right? DonnaHarvey@gmail.com. And some of these are signed dad.
Right.
Are some of them signed mom?
Right.
Okay, and drawing your attention to this one on May 3rd, 2013, including the statement, the most important part of your divorce is relocation. On page 4 of that exhibit, well, let me start by going to the very end. Inconveniently, the way this printed, love you. Who signed that one?
Mom.
And on page 4 of the exhibit, just a moment.
He moved on so quickly from that document. I knew if you go down a little further, you're probably gonna see, oh yeah, this is exactly who it's from. It's from Donna.
The State's Exhibit W, this is one from Thursday, June 27th, 2013. It's signed mom and dad, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And in this one, all right, so we've got some from mom and dad, right?
That's correct.
No further questions.
You may step down, Mr. Ryan.
And just with that alone,
Retained? You may be recalled at some point in the trial. Please remain in contact with the insurance. What's that?
Am I under the rule?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Members of the jury will take a break at this point briefly. The bailiff will take you to the jury room. Everyone can be seated. Just a reminder for the gallery, while the testimony is taking place, if you step outside of the courtroom, you will need to wait until the examination of that witness is complete. We will resume at 3:50.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to when they get everybody back in here. We'll be right back.
Yep, bring him in. What's that?
May I address the court while she's working on the
Go
jury?
ahead.
I would like some clarification on the hearing that is going to be conducted outside the presence of the jury regarding State's Exhibit 60. My takeaway from our sidebar was that I was going to authenticate every single page. The defense has now advised me they only have limited objections to State 60, so I would ask for some clarification on what we're doing there.
Starting 60, the defense can be heard.
I think we resolved that with the court's ruling already, Your Honor.
I believe Ms. Kaplan just brought it up because there might have been a discussion while I was in the room.
I think
No.
Ms. Fulford thought that she was referring
I
to
thought
some
you,
of
I thought you were referring to the email.
Oh, no, I'm
For
referring to the
64,
divorce.
State Exhibit 64 has been admitted, with the only exception being AA for right now.
Right, that was my bad. I thought that's what she was referring to when I said
Okay.
hers.
My understanding from the court's ruling is that the state could lay the foundation as they move through their case. And with that ruling, I mean, obviously we'd like them to establish foundation, but I'm not objecting to So what has been presented as 60 other than the foundation, which, as you indicated, they can prove up along the way as long as they complete it by the end of their case in chief.
Well, until the foundation is complete, as to state 60, it is not admitted.
Understood.
Okay, so I'm trying to follow along, but it seems like every time they're trying to establish foundation, he gives an objection as they're doing it. Like the detective that's sitting on the stand, or that was sitting on the stand, he definitely can give testimony based on the stuff that they're showing right now. So all they have to do is just, I guess, establish foundation, and then he can speak on it, but he's qualified to speak on it because he was the detective that worked on those emails. I hope I'm following along right, but the foundation is a big deal to them. I see why, because once again, they're just grasping at literally whatever they can. So they can just say foundationally, this person can't fully speak on like Donna's part and all of this. Yeah, they're going to keep doing it.
Okay, I am going to go forward with Mr. Rivera at this time, Judge. If we finish before 5, I'm hopeful that I'll be able, outside the presence of the jury, to conduct that hearing regarding the foundation. And
She say
admissibility of
Rivera?
that exhibit. Would that be acceptable to the court?
That's fine.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm going to be ready.
There's
I'm working
no
on
way.
that, but just wanted to have clarification on what I was working on.
Are we talking about the Rivera
The
that...
jurors.
And can we have Mr. Rivera brought in?
You want him brought in now before?
Want to have him seated before we bring him
You can bring in Rivera first.
I cannot believe it. So when they said Rivera's cooperating, I'm guessing this is what they were talking about. Did he communicate with Donna at some point, or?
You can bring in the jurors. You can take a seat for right now, Mr. Rivera.
It's really him. Please tell me what it is that he's getting for cooperating. Like, I don't know if they're just taking time off or something, because I've seen him in every clip, like in the Charlie one, the Catherine one. So he's fully cooperating.
Rise, you're entering the courtroom.
This is insane, man.
Everyone can be seated. Mr. Rivera, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly.
Yes, sir.
You may examine.
Oh, this is gonna get dark.
Spell your name.
Luis Rivera. Luisrivera.
Mr. Rivera, where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay, but were you living in Miami back in 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you live in Miami?
My whole life.
You were born in Puerto Rico, though?
Yeah.
Okay, but moved to Miami at what age?
2 years old.
Okay. Have you been convicted of a felony,
Yes, ma'am.
including the murder that we're here about today?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 5 felonies, sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're currently incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that for this case or this case and another case?
Both. Well,
Both. So it's a federal sentence and this sentence.
State case.
What did you plead to in this case?
This case, guilty
Guilty to what?
to second-degree murder.
If you can speak up, Mr. Rivera, that'd be so.
Guilty to second-degree murder.
Thank you.
One moment, Mr. Rivera.
What was your sentence on the second-degree murder?
19 years.
Oh my gosh, dude. By the way, it's almost like she understood what I was asking, and she's giving a full breakdown of his time. He got 19 years. He gave the other henchman, I can't even remember his name right now because I can't believe it. 19 years, but he gave him the gun and drove him there. Now, what is this gonna take it down to? Like I said, he's just cooperating like crazy. Like, is that gonna take even more time down, or what are we doing right now? Like, okay, now is she gonna give a breakdown of the other time? Like, how much time does he have for the other one?
And that was concurrent with your federal sentence, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did you have to do in exchange for getting a 19-year sentence?
I had to cooperate.
What does cooperation mean to you?
Well, telling.
Telling on who?
My co-defenders, Garcia, Katie,
All right. Did anybody ever tell you what to say?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody ever told you anything other than to tell the truth?
No, excuse me? Say it again?
Has anybody told you to say anything other than the truth?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than the sentence that you got in exchange for cooperation?
No, ma'am.
Did anybody ever tell you, oh, you have to testify about a specific person to get a deal?
No, ma'am. Not at all.
Have you been offered anything on your federal sentence from doing this cooperation on this case?
No.
Now, how is this going to be received when he goes back to his prison cell? Like, I'd imagine they're not taking this too well. He just said, even from his own mouth, he's not even trying to soften it or anything. Yeah, I'm here to tell. I'm here telling on everybody. From what I've heard, that's not received too well in prison. So I'd imagine he's not having too great of a time in there, which he shouldn't. Is prison. But.
As part of your negotiation or your lawyer's negotiation of this case, did you give up what's called a proffer, a recorded proffer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And even back then when you gave the proffer, did anybody tell you what you needed to say there?
No, ma'am.
Were you hired to participate in the murder of Dan Markell?
Yes, ma'am.
Who hired you to be involved in the murder?
Well, I got it from my friend, Dudo Garcia.
Is that Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know him?
Childhood friends.
So to cooperate and get this deal, you had to turn on one of your best friends.
Yes, ma'am.
That is wild.
Who enlisted Sigfredo Garcia to be a part of this murder?
Katie,
Who's Katie?
his wife.
Is that Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who enlisted her to be involved in this murder?
Not really.
Was it a murder for hire?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that somebody was paying Katie?
Yes, ma'am.
And Katie was the one that brought the money to you all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the purpose of this murder as you understood it?
That they wanted the kids.
Who wanted the kids?
Wendy.
Okay. And did you understand that you were killing the father of the kids so that Wendy could have the kids?
Yes, ma'am.
The fact they even knew what it was for, too. See, I thought they didn't even know why they were doing it. They just received money to go and do this to somebody. They knew the exact reason who he was. He had kids, and he only has 19 years. And he just mentioned Wendy. He straight up mentioned Wendy's name, but Wendy's not involved either somehow. Still confused. Don't know how Wendy and Harvey are just walking around still, because their names are being brought up so much. There's no way they wouldn't be in the loop at some point about what is about to happen to Dan. He only has 19 years for this, by the way. Let's just think about that as he continues to tell on everyone.
Have you previously referred to a dentist being involved?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the dentist?
Charlie.
And how was he related?
Katie's boyfriend, side piece, whatever you want to call him.
All right, so Katie was the wife of Garcia, but also the girlfriend of the dentist?
Yeah.
Did you have any contact with the dentist ever?
No.
Did you have any contact with any member of the Adelson family?
No, ma'am.
Everything went through Katie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What did the dentist, if you know, have to do with the lady in Tallahassee who needed her kids?
I don't know nothing about him. I don't know nothing about that family.
Who was in charge of getting the money after the job was done?
Katie.
How much were you to be paid for your part in this crime?
35.
$35,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know the total amount that the job paid?
No, not really.
Did you know how much Garcia got?
40, I believe.
$40,000?
Yeah.
And did you know how much Katie got?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. But I think it was like 40. I think it was total was be like 100, something like that.
Okay, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a one-time payment or was it a payment that occurred over times? What you got?
No, it's a one-time payment.
What did you know about the man that you came to Tallahassee to kill?
I don't know nothing about him.
How did you know who to kill?
Casatuto, Garcia,
How did he know?
Katie.
Did he have some information about the man you were here to kill?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell him what that was.
I was a piece of paper with his picture on of his face and the address.
Picture of Dan Markel's face?
Yes, ma'am.
And the address of what? Where he lived?
Of his house, yes.
Did you and Rivera refer to each other, I'm sorry, you and Garcia refer to each other as brothers?
Yes, ma'am.
This is just upsetting, man. This whole thing.
45, Your Honor.
Hey, Jack.
No, Your Honor.
States 45 is admitted.
I'm struggling to get past the 19 years.
Is that you and Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Please silence your phones.
Is this like the picture they took on the same day or something? It just gets more and more ridiculous with every
Have you
detail.
ever been to Tallahassee before you came for this case, related to this case?
Never in my life.
How many times did you come to Tallahassee related to this case?
This case twice.
All right, so were you with Sigfredo Garcia both times?
Yeah,
Was that one time in June and one time in July?
I believe so.
Okay, and July was the time, second time was when the murder happened, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it just the two of you on both of these trips?
Yes, ma'am.
Publishing states 44. Who's this right here?
Garcia,
And this?
Katie,
Who's that?
my baby mama.
Your child's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What's her name?
Jessica.
Okay, and that's you there?
Yes.
Was this picture taken before or after the murder?
I can't remember.
Dude, they're taking family
At the time of the
photos.
murder.
Going around taking family photos. Because I'd imagine they're showing this because he probably took the picture after the fact. Or they're just trying to establish, like, yeah, you were cool with this guy, right? But either way, they're taking family photos after slaughtering somebody's dad. That's just crazy, dude.
Was Katie with the dentist? Was Katie with Garcia? Was she with both?
Both.
Were you at the time of this murder living with Jessica Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
There's an address on the rental car contract, 1515 Northeast 135th Street, number 14. Do you recognize that address?
That's my apartment. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the first trip that occurred in June. How did you get here for that trip?
Well, we rented a car.
Who rented the car for the June trip?
The first one.
Yeah, if you remember.
I can't really remember. Been so
Okay.
long.
But one of you, either you or Sigfredo?
Yeah, I think it was Fredo. I rented the Prius, so I never rented on the car.
Okay. So Garcia rented the car for the June trip, but it was a rental car that y'all brought up here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you take the same route on both trips to get to Tallahassee?
Shit, I don't remember.
Okay, and did he have the paper with the picture of Dan Markel on both trips?
Yes.
And what did you do on the first trip?
We drove by here and we just followed him around to see where he lived and shit. But
Okay, were you planning to kill him on the first trip?
I don't remember.
So they took one trip at first just to go scope out how they were gonna. So they've been stalking him way before they did this. 19 years, all he received.
Did you have a gun on the first trip?
Yeah.
Did you have a gun that you procured specifically to kill Dan Markel with?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that a gun that you bought off the street?
Yes, ma'am.
You bought it.
I bought it.
Okay. And were there any other guns in the vehicle for that first trip, if you know?
I think we had two.
All right. And what was the other gun?
It's a 38.
Whose gun was that?
Garcia.
On that first trip in June of 2014, did you and Garcia go to Markel's residence?
Yeah.
And did you lay eyes on him that first trip?
I believe I passed by his house and scoped him out.
You said you followed him. Do you remember where you followed him on the first trip?
Yeah, I followed him to a daycare.
Okay. How long were you here that first trip?
Maybe, I don't remember.
A couple days sound right?
Just a couple of days.
Why wasn't Dan Markel killed on that first trip, if you know?
If I remember, I wasn't gonna do nothing in front of no kids. But
He had the kids with him,
yeah, yes he did.
but for whatever reason, it didn't happen on that trip.
We lost him, I believe. I believe we lost him.
Okay. And
So that is the one thing they had compassion about, is that they're not going to do it in front of the kids. They'll take them away from the kids, but they're not going to do it in front of them. And it's like I mentioned in the other one, like Donna just sent these two guys down there. What if they didn't have that level of, oh, we're not going to do this in front of these kids? What if they just went, you know what, we're getting money for this, let's just get it out the way so we can get back home or something, get on the road. She sent her grandkids to an active war zone pretty much. And 19 years.
when you didn't get it done on that trip, was anyone angry at you?
At me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right. Did you hear at some point that y'all were going to have to come back if you wanted to get the money and finish the job?
Yeah.
All right. So you did come back in July. Is that right?
We came back.
And that's when you came in the Prius.
Yes, ma'am.
And you rented the Prius, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
Dan had no idea that they were going to end his life at that point either.
The phone number that you wrote on the Prius rental agreement and wrote brother, that was Garcia's phone number?
Yeah, I think.
You took phones with you to Tallahassee for both trips, right?
Yeah.
Did you turn your phone off for the actual murder?
Yeah, I did.
What about Garcia? Do you know if he turned his phone off?
When the murder happened?
Yes, sir.
Shit. Man, I don't remember.
Okay. Did you stay in Tallahassee for a couple nights when you came here the second time?
Yeah, we stayed here for a night or two, I think.
Okay. Did y'all rent a hotel room?
Yes.
Do you know how many guns were with you on that second trip?
They spent the night in Tallahassee.
Nah, just one.
You only remember one gun on that trip?
Yeah, I remember one.
And that's the murder weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
The one you bought on the street?
Yes, ma'am.
What type of gun was that?
A 38?
That's a revolver?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember an incident where there was a shot fired into the floorboard of the Prius?
Yes.
Could you tell the jurors about that?
Well, we was driving and Garcia put the gun out and shot the gas line in the car.
Through the floorboard of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Passenger side or driver's side?
Passenger side.
Okay, and that
They sent these two freaking cartoon characters, man, to like take somebody's life. Just two Looney Tunes characters in the car playing around with the gun. I'm sure when they turn the car back in, it's gonna be a question, right? Like, hey, do you want to explain how we have like a freaking gunshot in our floorboards? Also, I'm sure they could measure like the bullet hole and see it matches up with it. Yeah, just infinite evidence. The largest trail imaginable.
was the murder weapon that fired that shot?
Shit. Man, I don't remember.
Okay, but he was messing around with some gun and fired it into the car.
Yeah.
And were y'all driving in the car when that happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And did it disable the car?
It's, the car started stopping. Little by little, it just started slowing down.
Okay, that's the Prius, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How did y'all get the car going again?
We seen somebody that he knew and stopped him and took him to the auto place to get a piece of hose to put it back together.
Now imagine if like right away, oh my gosh, I wonder how close the cops were to, because the neighbor called, but they didn't know it was a Prius though, I don't think. I think they just knew the color. Man, dude, if that was like a situation where the cops already knew the type of car and everything, like Tom and Jerry, Ed, Edd and Eddy, every cartoon character you can imagine, they're just sending these guys off. They destroyed their own getaway vehicle in the middle of the getaway. It's not like they were in the process of like being chased and then it happens. And look at this smug little halfway smile that he has. He's fighting not to laugh right now because I guarantee you in that moment he thought it was hilarious.
The guy that you saw that he knew, are you talking about a local drug dealer here that y'all had met on the first trip?
Yes, ma'am.
And that person assisted you in getting some way to fix the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was good with cars, you or Garcia or both?
Garcia.
All right, so he was able to make a repair to the gas line?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you follow Dan Markel again during this second trip?
Yeah.
Did you follow him to the daycare?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you actually see him drop his children off at school that morning?
Absolutely, yes.
Did you follow him to the gym where he went inside and worked out?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a reason the murder had to be done on the day that it was done?
I believe so. I believe he was about to leave.
Who was about to leave?
Markel.
About to
Markel.
leave town?
Yeah.
How did you get that information?
I got it from Tudo.
Where did he get the information?
Right.
From Katie,
How did she know?
Wendy.
You think Wendy talked to Katie and told her Dan Markel's travel plans?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, how would they know that? Wendy would be the only way. Let's keep a close eye out for any one-way trips to Korea from Wendy that are coming anytime soon, because that makes no sense. Just like he said, how would you know that? I'm sure Donna's not keeping up with his travel history or anything like that.
Were you present for that
No.
phone call? Okay. But somehow you learned that Dan Markel was leaving town the day after he was killed.
Yes, ma'am.
So it had to be done that day or he'd be gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that came through Garcia to you from Katie.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say Wendy, did you know who Wendy was at the time that all this happened?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you did know there was a lady that you were helping get some kids back in Tallahassee?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you the driver of the green Prius?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had a chance to see the gym video and the bus video?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you driving the Prius in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened when you got to the driveway of Dan Markel?
Well, I pulled up right behind him, and Garcia jumped out and shot him.
How many times did Garcia shoot Mr.
Twice.
Markel? Did he shoot him? Where was the victim when he was shot?
He was inside his parking garage, and his sitting down on the driver's side on the phone
And did Garcia shoot him through the window, if you know?
through the window.
How long would you say you were in the driveway?
Just seconds.
How was it decided which one of you would be the shooter?
Because I wasn't gonna do it.
You didn't want to be the shooter?
No.
On the bus video, we see somebody in a white shirt kind of jumping around in the passenger seat. Is that Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what was happening when he was doing all that?
I got a feeling I'm not gonna like this. Dude, I got a feeling this is gonna make me so angry right now. I guarantee you he's gonna say this guy was jumping for joy, like he's in this front seat just going absolutely nuts.
Jumping around?
I think he was trying to hide a gun. If I'm not mistaken, he was trying to hide it.
Okay.
What did happen to the gun?
It got thrown away
Thrown away where?
in the ocean somewhere.
All right, who threw it in the ocean somewhere?
He did.
All right, was that on the way back to Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
At some overpass somewhere between here and Miami?
Absolutely.
Where did you go after the murder? Did you go home?
We had to stop somewhere to eat. Then we went home.
Did you stop at an ATM?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna show you states exhibits 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43.
Oh, this must be the first time he's cooperating, because if he hasn't seen his ATM pic, like,
Yes, ma'am.
probably hasn't cooperated yet. Or before.
Are these images fair and accurate photos of you pulling through an ATM?
Yes, ma'am.
And the date, July 18th, 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
Pembroke Pines, is that on the way home from Tallahassee?
Yeah.
And that's you at the ATM? Are you the driver?
Yes, ma'am.
And who's that in the passenger seat?
Garcia.
Move to publish introduce states 38 through 43.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 38 through 43 are admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
Is that the vehicle you were driving the day the murder was done, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Publishing 39. Is that you at the ATM machine?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the picture where Garcia just leans forward so you get the clearest picture?
States Exhibit 40.
There it
Is
is.
this Mr. Garcia? Is he your passenger?
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 41. He's the passenger that was jumping around when we saw the car in Tallahassee on the bus video?
Absolutely.
Now the question is, are we going to get a cross-exam?
You remember when you turned your phone back on after the murder?
Not really.
Do you remember who was the first phone call that either of you made after the murder?
Garcia.
Who did Garcia call?
Katie.
And were you able to hear Katie on the other end of the line when he was talking to her?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you interested in that phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was going to be the one to get you the money, right?
Absolutely.
And was that phone call in reference to letting her know it's done and she's going to get the money?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you get the money?
Saturday morning.
Was that the next day?
The next day.
Do you remember that on that Saturday morning you got a call from Catherine Magvanoa?
Yes.
She was looking for you to give you the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that unusual for her to call you?
Not really. She never calls my phone.
She never calls your phone, but she couldn't get a hold of Garcia,
She
right?
couldn't get a hold of him, so she got in contact with me.
Okay. And at that time, wasn't Garcia living with another woman?
Yes.
And that was the woman that goes by the nickname Shrimp?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's where you ended up rousting him out of, right?
Absolutely.
To go get your money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he wasn't living
Cartoon
with Katie
characters.
as a family at that time.
Nope.
Okay. So when you say that Katie was with both of them, do you mean just that Katie was always kind of off and on with Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
So she has other boyfriends, sometimes he has other girlfriends, but they always find each other again?
Absolutely.
My God, I can't get past the shrimp thing. I've been calling these dudes cartoon characters and like Looney Tunes characters for this whole time, and then they got a member of the team named Shrimp.
1 moment, please, Your Honor. All right, tell us what happened when you got your money. How'd you get it? Where'd you get it?
I was in the barbershop, and they pulled up to my house, Katie and Garcia, and they called my phone. Hey, I think my baby mama called me. I think my baby mama called me. Well, they came to my house.
Okay, Katie and Garcia brought the money.
Yeah, I was in the barbershop, and
Okay.
Katie and Garcia, they went to my house and brought the money.
All right, and do you know where Katie got the money from? Were you there when Katie got the money?
No.
But you knew that she was supposed to go get it,
Absolutely.
and she did.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you get?
35.
Was there anything unusual about how your payment was packaged?
Oh wait,
Yeah, it was
here we
weird.
go.
It was stapled. Never
Was it
seen that
cash
before.
money?
Cash.
Okay, stapled how? All
Soaking
hundreds.
wet
All
as
hundreds
well.
of
Or?
$1,000 stapled.
Stapled into bundles of $1,000 each.
Yes, ma'am.
They're probably dried off by
Have
then.
you ever
but
seen stapled money before?
No.
Did you and Garcia buy anything with your cut of the money?
I just bought a motorcycle.
Any objection 46 and 47? No objection. Moving to evidence 46 and 47, Your Honor.
No objection to the defense.
No, we've seen this picture.
They're
They,
admitted.
Publishing States Exhibit 46. This yellow motorcycle, whose is that?
Garcia.
Is that something he bought with the money that was the proceeds of this murder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what about this vehicle back here?
Yeah, he bought that one too.
He also bought that with his cut of the money?
Yeah.
And States Exhibit 47, what about this motorcycle right here?
That's mine.
Is that what you bought, or part of what you bought with your money?
Yes, ma'am.
How long after the murder did you guys make those purchases? Days, weeks, months?
Probably like a month.
Did you make any changes to your cell phone after the murder? Did you dump your cell phone?
Man, I don't remember.
Did you meet with Investigator Newland from my office to see if you could recognize some voices on some recorded telephone calls?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Mr. Newland play some calls for you and have you initial on a sheet if you could identify the voice
Absolutely.
on the sheet on that call?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. States Exhibit 136. Is this it? I'm going to show you what I have marked as States Exhibit 136. Yes. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes, ma'am.
And are these your initials here?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that mean you're verifying that the highlighted name, you know that person and that is their voice
Absolutely.
on the particular call that references?
Yes.
Judge, at this time I'd ask to move into evidence 136.
Objection. States 136 is admitted.
I think we're gonna hear a call too. So I was thinking maybe it's Charlie, but it's more likely that it's just Catherine.
One moment, please, Your Honor. Did you know where the dentist lived?
Nope.
Did you know that the dentist had a safe full of money?
Nope.
Did you know that the dentist was going to be paying for at least part of this murder?
No.
And if you had known that the dentist had a safe full of money, would you have driven all the way to Tallahassee to do the murder to then get the money?
No.
What would have been a better idea?
Speculation.
Overruled, he has knowledge of his.
This is what I was saying the entire time. He has the money they want. Why would they for no reason go to Tallahassee 8 hours away to do this? Please, Judge, let him finish this part, because two people that are desperate enough to go and like commit a freaking assassination like this, they're probably just gonna go and rob your boyfriend instead if you tell them, yeah, he's the one that's paying for all of this. So, okay, let's see what he says.
Actions and what he was thinking at the time.
I think we know where this is going.
Question.
What would you have preferred to do to get the money?
I wouldn't want to rob them myself.
Did you suggest to Garcia on the way up to Tallahassee that y'all could just go to whoever had the money and rob them instead of doing this murder?
I had mentioned something like that. Yes.
But that Garcia said that wouldn't work, right?
No.
Yeah.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
I mean, they have to ask something, right? Like, this is kind of an important witness. Like, they're gonna have to say something. I knew it. I literally was saying it the whole time. Why would they just decide to go mess with Dan if they know that he's the one that has the money to, like, prove a point to him? Like I said, like, that's what Charlie was trying to say. They went and got Dan to prove that they were, I guess, serious. Sure thing, bud. Makes sense. The defense is really just making this up as they go along, I think. They don't know what to ask this guy. They don't know what to do right now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia.
Excuse me?
I said, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just want to make sure I understood your testimony. It was your testimony that the first trip you came up on, you scoped out Mr. Markell's house, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that he was going to be taking his kids to school, so when he came out with the kids, you're trying to follow him to the school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got lost. He lost you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the second time that you came up, you knew he was going to be taking the children to school, and so you followed him to the school, correct?
The daycare, yes.
Yes. And then you knew he was going to be going to the gym, right?
I didn't know he was going to the gym. I just followed him.
You followed him to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you followed him to his house,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's where he was killed.
Yes, ma'am.
And the woman who wanted him to be killed, past you and Sigfredo and Katie, the woman who wanted him to be killed was Wendy Adelson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It was she wanting her children, correct?
Absolutely.
Donna, are you okay with this? Are you okay? Dude, this family is just not even, what are we doing right now? She's fully pinning this on her daughter. You know, the person that you did all of this for, you're trying to bring her down with you. Wow. Interesting.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you what has
Mr.
been...
Rivera.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so
twice.
sorry. I apologize. Mr. Rivera, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 50. Could you take a look at that and tell me if you recognize that?
Yeah.
And what is that?
It's like a profile of everybody's face.
Okay. And did you make some marks on this for me and then sign it on March the 11th of 2025?
Yes, I did.
You just hold on to that for a second. Mr. Vera, when we met with you that day taking your deposition and I presented that to you, you gave us information about what had happened, pretty similar to what you talked about here today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when we were done talking about those things and some information about Sigfredo and Katie, I presented you with what's in front of you as Defendant's Exhibit 50, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I asked if you would put the number 1 and circle it next to the person you know as Katie, who you said was in charge of this whole deal, correct?
Yep.
And did you do that?
Yep.
All right. And then I said, would you put a number 2 next to the person you say did this killing?
Yes.
And you did that, correct?
Yes, I did.
And that was Sigfredo Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
The first one was Katie Magbanwa, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I said, would you put a number 3 next to yourself on the paper? And did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the one who got the gun that was used to kill Danny Markell, and you drove the car that day. You didn't shoot him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I said, if you would, please put the number 4 next to the man who was killed, and you did that with Danny Markell, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I said, if you would, put the number 5 next to the lady that wanted the man killed. And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
And was that with Wendy Adelson?
Yes, I did.
And then I asked you if the 2 people on the top of the page who have their pictures there and the names Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson, you see those on the top?
Yes, ma'am.
I asked you, as far as you know, were they involved in any of this? And you said no, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I asked you to put X's next to the people who on that page were not involved in this.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did that.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Just one moment, Your Honor.
That's the best argument they've used yet within this entire chaos that that you can call a defense, I guess. But he knows who Wendy is. He identified her and knew what she looked like. Now, he could have learned what she looked like from this entire situation, but I do believe some charges are coming for Wendy. But
I don't have anything further.
Redirect examination.
No, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Rivera released or will he be recalled?
He's to remain under the rule, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Rivera, please do not discuss your testimony with anyone else. The bailiff will take you at this time.
there he goes.
Parties can approach.
This is just crazy. I really did not think that, I didn't think Rivera was going to be involved in this in any way. Just because, like, I figured he wouldn't know who Donna is. So I didn't imagine they were going to bring him in as a witness. But he knows who Wendy is. So maybe the defense said they want him as a witness just for that reason. How does he know who Wendy is? We're gonna find out at some point. Okay, well, that is the end of day one. We're already seeing witnesses that I did not imagine were going to be a part of this. We may even see Garcia. We may see Charlie. I don't know how many people are participating or cooperating, whatever you call it. Yeah, Donna is handing it over to her daughter. So kind. She gave it to her son. Now we gotta get the entire bloodline. I mean, I do believe she was already a part of it. I told you guys my theory, which is that she was so afraid in the moment, the pressure of it, of the situation and being in an interrogation room. I don't think she could maintain it. So she just, yeah, my family did this. I'm not even gonna continue lying anymore. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you did something good for somebody today. Hope somebody did something good for you, and I will catch you all in the next one.